All right, we should be live. Let me check on YouTube side of things. All right, what's up, everybody? Happy now Wednesday, Tuesday, the Tuesday before New Year's Eve and New Year's. How's everybody doing? First in the house today is Heavy Metal Technology. Hello, hello, hello. Then we got, let me move the chat over here so I'm looking closer to the camera. We got Knee Sweat. Knee Sweat. I kind of like that name. What's up? What up, Giant Robots? What up, Astrum Plays? Craig Lilly, as always. Birth of Mac. Hello, hello. We've got Extreme Zone, as always. And Kale. Wage War. What's up? HDZ. Preemptive. Happy New Year, everyone. What else? What up, Luke M. Silver? Extreme Zone just checked out Arc Raiders for the first time. Just a few minutes ago. It looks pretty good. Arc Raiders is a pretty... I think it's a pretty fun game. Let me see how many hours I have in it. I don't have a ton of hours in it. I just have not had time to play recently. But... yeah, I only have 5 hours in it, and I'm not that good. But I do like how optimized the game is. It runs very well. I'm excited to test Arc Raiders, actually, against old hardware whenever I do a revisit or if I do like a super cheap budget build, because Arc Raiders actually runs very well on straight up like GTX 1070s and stuff like that. So for a game with pretty decent graphics that is this popular coming out, you know, this recently, for them to make a game that runs that well, that's pretty awesome given the state of game development and how badly other AAA studios and large studios make their games. And Arc Raiders, they are the people who made the finals, right? And the finals, that runs very well on older hardware as well. I'm personally not too much of a fan of the finals, but for the people who are, and if you have old PCs, then that's great. What up, In Decline? You were so close to taking a nap. I ruined your nap plans. Let me turn down the mic a bit. It does seem like... Why are we peaking so much? Okay, we should be better now. Yes, yeah. So, apologies, guys. The original plan when I woke up today was to still stream tomorrow. But then as it got closer to stream time, I kept on thinking, like, do I really want to stream on New Year's Eve? And I thought, probably not. Maybe spend the whole day with the girls and Melissa and stuff. So that's why I decided to make the impromptu decision, literally like an hour and a half before stream, to stream right now. So hopefully people are still able to make it. Sorry that I did not put this out days ahead of time to give people a heads up. But, you know, sometimes we just have to go with the flow. And for anybody who is watching this after the fact that was expecting this stream to be on Wednesday, I apologize. You know, people have work schedules or other plans. I apologize. But, yeah, if you're watching the VOD, I appreciate you nonetheless. Hopefully, the B770 will be released. Yeah, I'm hoping so, too. We'll take a look at the little slip-up Intel had. I believe they've since deleted the tweet. I went looking for it, and I could not find it. So, I'm hoping it has some truth behind it, but we'll take a look at that. And then today's gonna be a pretty chill stream, so we can talk about, for the people who do celebrate Christmas or any other holidays or there's gift giving this time of the year. I got everything that I got for Christmas down here. It's nothing like crazy exciting, like I didn't get a bunch of new tech and stuff like that, but I got some pretty cool stuff. And then I'm looking forward to hearing what some of you might have gotten for Christmas, some of the things you were excited about getting. So yeah, we'll just do that and then end the year on a pretty good note. Coalition Gaming, Chris in the house, and so the final Nobe stream of 2025 begins. Chris, I'm curious. Well, I don't know how much we can talk about these. There's actually more of them, but I actually finally. So I don't remember when I got these, but I finally busted these out because one of my Melissa's cousins was looking for a very cheap budget build, like straight up dirt cheap, and I finally busted these out to test how much, like, their health and how many hours are on them, and my goodness. Oh, I can say whatever I want? Okay, so I bought these from Chris. Do you remember what year it was? I swear this was like at least 3 or 4 years ago. I bought a bunch of these 2.5-inch SSDs from Chris. They're nothing exciting, okay? They are 100. Oh, maybe even, yeah, 2019. Yeah. And he sold them to me for dirt cheap because he's a G like that. But so they're nothing exciting, guys. If I can get it to focus on this. Come on, don't focus on me. Focus on this. What happened to the autofocus that was so good with this camera? Maybe the text is too small. You can't see it, but they're 128 gigabytes. This is like when SSDs when SSDs first started getting super mainstream. I feel like when my first SSD was 128 gigabytes, but I don't know if would you guys who have been doing computers for a while, would you say the first like mainstream consumer size of SSDs was 128 or 64? I feel like 64 gigabytes at that point in time would have been too expensive and not enough actual space to fit your OS and anything, you know, that you would want to use. So I know personally, I got my first SSD was a 128 gig one. I don't even remember what year that was. It was like around 2010, 9, 11, around there. So it's been a long time. But yeah. These so I started testing these because I was going to put it into Melissa's cousin's system, which is going to be like, it's going to be used to play like The Sims 4 and Age of Empires and stuff like that. So nothing super difficult, and not like, I don't know how big The Sims is. Hopefully they'll fit on these. But I was testing them, and this one only had 387 on count, 500. So that's the count, power on off, and then 568 on hours, 97% health. And then like this one is 391 on count, 674 on hours. So these SSDs have like less than 1,000 on hours, and they're like over 90% health. There are some of them that are like this one. This one actually had 88% health. You can kind of see that I wrote it there, and 25,000 on hours. So there's a big mix in here, but I mean, there's some gems. Not the biggest capacities, but yeah. I mean, I don't know if so. SSD prices have gone up because of the whole, you know, DRAM and memory chip shortage. But I don't know how much 2.5-inch drives have been affected, particularly low capacity ones like this, because these are, I would consider, pretty much, you know, kind of phased out. Like, not many people are putting 128 gig SSDs into a modern system anymore, unless they're doing like a budget flip. Let me see. Luke from LTT mentioned that he has a nephew with an old build of his with the, yeah, dude, the fact that he can play on that old of processors and graphics cards is crazy. What up, Avenged Panda, DK Tech, hello. Tony H. Dung, Sam Hayden, what up, Nick B. We got Yeet King, Ant-Man. Why am I streaming on Tuesday? And why are you wearing different clothes from the thumbnail? My thumbnails are just completely random. Thumbnails are pre-generated picture or pictures I took like by this point years ago. The clothing does not match the thumbnail ever, or sometimes it does accidentally. But yeah, the you guys want to see my thumbnail collection? I have like, if I can show it, I will show. I have a folder called like stream thumbnails. Let me see if I can find it. Stream thumbnails. Okay. Let me share this window. I'll go to the browser for this. Just gotta make sure nothing personal is in here. Okay. And then stream. I have one called stream thumbnails and stream thumbnail faces. Thumbnail face. Okay. So let me show this window. Window capture. Stream thumbnails. Okay. Okay. So every time I make a thumbnail, I save them. So this is all like the stream thumbnails over the years and stuff like that. But I do have a thumbnail faces. So this is a folder where I one day sat in front of like a green screen, or some of them are not in front of a green screen. I just made a bunch of like different thumbnail react faces that I could pull for use of thumbnails. Where are the ones from? I have the ones where I'm sitting in front of my desk setup. I can't find them, but it must be in a different folder. So yeah. This is the life of a YouTuber, basically. You gotta do stuff like that. So all the thumbnail stuff, they're not meant to match with what I'm actually gonna be wearing for the stream. Is what I'm getting at. I just pull whatever face I need, and then we go from there. When's the new LAN video getting released? Not gonna be by the end of 2025, unfortunately. We got like what, 1 day left. I'm probably realistically shooting for early February. I think January is gonna be. I got commitments to like, you know, sponsors and different videos and stuff I'm doing with companies. So I'm gonna try to get it out like beginning to mid February. But keep on asking, and I'll try to give you updates if it does change from then. I'm glad you stream now. Yeah, so it's kind of a mixed bag, right? So I imagine people are gonna be busy with like New Year's celebrations or New Year's Eve celebrations and get-togethers and stuff, potentially tomorrow. But also, there's probably a lot of people who are like me, which nowadays, like, we don't go out to New Year's celebrations. We just stay home. There's probably a lot of people that are also going to be staying home on New Year's Eve. So it would have been kind of cool to stream on New Year's Eve and have a small get together of, you know, people in this community who are just, you know, chilling at home and ushering the new year together. But I just made the game time decision to do that today instead. So we are going to do that 1 day early. When is the Linux stream? You should do it on all AMD hardware. Linux, yes. So Linux stream, I'm hoping to start that in the new year. No, it's probably not gonna be like the first stream back in the new year, but we will start that series in 2026. And I am looking forward to that. And yes, it will be on AMD hardware. Can we talk about SSD prices, please? We can get into that into the stream. Yeah, we've got a decent amount of time tonight. $64 gig. Going back to the SSD. Heavy Metal Technology says 64 gigs was first. I had one Fry's brand. I don't remember how big like Windows XP and Windows 7 installs were, but because like a 64 gig SSD is really like 50 something gigs of usable space, and then you put your OS on it. Man, that sounds like some not so fun times to have an SSD when you could barely fit anything into it. In 2018, there were 128 gig SSDs plus 1 terabyte hard drive laptops. That is not something we want to see. 128 by 2018. I feel like it. I mean, we were well into at least 512 affordable SSDs at that time, but companies gonna cheap out. I think they went mainstream early at 128 around the time of the whole OCZ agility debacle. These are like second gen wave of replace boot drive initiatives. Okay. Dong too long. My first 2.5 inch was dong too long. Your first 2.5 inch, huh? That's not too long. No, but was a 240 gig Samsung like in 2015. Yeah, around 2015, I remember 240 and 250 and 256 gigs were pretty common still. Windows 11 plus Office 365 is about 100 gigs fully updated. Oh, yeah. I don't on this PC that I'm gonna be putting together for Melissa's cousin. It might be actually be a video. It might actually also have like DDR3 hardware, RAM, given everything going on. Uh, but yeah, I think I might just put Windows 10 on it. I might go for one of those long, extended, long-term ones that has more support. My first SSD was 250 gigabyte on a Prime Day. Nice. First SSD was an HP pre-built WD Green 128 gigabyte SATA. Yep, those SATA WD Greens. I've used a number of those over the years. Would you say if you are going to game with 16 gigs of system RAM, use Linux because Linux uses less system RAM? Actually, Hardware Unbox had a really good video. Was it just tonight or this yesterday night or the night before? So they did a how much RAM do gamers really need, and I love the fact that they're doing videos like this because they are a very trustworthy tech review outlet and testing outlet. But they tested games with 8, 16, 32, 64 gigs of RAM, and in so many of these tests, we'll just like kind of peruse through them. Obviously, 8 gigs of RAM is not like gonna perform as well. But the fact that you could even game on 8, like look at Arc Raiders. They're using like a 5090 and a 9800 X3D. So like the fact that 1% loads is, 60, 70 FPS. Not the best in the world, but this is by all means playable. I think people freak out about RAM. And obviously if you're gonna run like a million Google Chrome tabs, then yeah, you're gonna need more RAM. But like if you're just need a system to game, I would never like encourage people to only get 8 gigs of RAM. But if you just somehow come into a situation where you're given a free PC or you are literally broke and this is all you have, it's not like 8 gigabytes of RAM on modern titles. This is Battlefield 6. These are very playable numbers. And in some cases, it makes no like 8 gigabytes versus 32 and 64 gigs doesn't even matter. It's like almost identical. So it's not like the system won't use or allocate more RAM if you have more, just in case something like big appears in the scene. It might, kind of protect you from frame drops and stuttering. But I think people have like kind of gotten out of touch with what hardware is actually capable of, because old hardware, less system memory, less VRAM, it's all still capable of giving you a playable gaming experience. It might not be ideal, it might not be optimal, but if this is all you had, playing something at these numbers, actually, I mean, the numbers across the board on Phantom Liberty is the same. It's crazy. So yeah, check out that video if you have not seen it yet. But regarding, sorry, we got off topic because you brought up the RAM thing. I don't, like, I look forward to the Linux streams and playing with Linux for the first time, especially alongside you guys. But I've heard it time and time again. Like, there's a reason why Linux has we'll call it market share or percentage user base it does relative to like Mac OS or Windows, right? There's a reason why it's not even close to matching Windows numbers, despite being free, open source, less resource intensive on your system hardware and all that stuff. There's so many positive things about Linux and gaming on Linux, yet the numbers don't reflect that. So I think the familiarity and convenience that Windows has, I think there's just some people who will never be convinced to go over to Linux, especially full-time. There's plenty of people dabbling in it, but I don't know how many people are actually leaving Windows 100% and never using it again to strictly 100% compute on Linux. But that's my thoughts on it right now. I'll be able to give you more thoughts once we get into like using it, and you'll see my my experience using it on stream. What up, Just Me Scott? I think I only got Micron drives from you, Chris. Save the SSDs for Easter and have an Easter SSD hunt. Yeah. Chris, if you're ever trying to sell ones that are slightly higher capacity than that, like the 240 ones, that I feel like 240 versus 128 gig SSDs, it's like a world of difference. I wouldn't mind adding that into, you know, my my inventory just to slap into systems. I remember Western Digital had a 3.5-inch mechanical HDD with, yeah, remember those? They were called SSHD. They were hybrid HDs, solid state hybrid drives. I believe that was what they were called. SSHD. SSHD refer to different solid state hybrid drives. Yes, which from the test, like I did a little bit of testing on SSHDs back when they were even a thing. And it was pretty much pointless. I did not see any meaningful like increase in like boot up times, transfer speeds, game loading using SSHDs. And I've only owned like a couple of these just in passing over the years. But yeah, I remember this. Did anyone have good experiences with solid state hybrid drives and would like to share? What's up? I can't read your name. We'll call you Khan because that's the ending right there. You got Khan in the last part of your name. What up, Khan? 256 kilobyte RAM back in the day was a huge upgrade. I did not have a computer at that time when RAM was in that small capacities. He's gonna have terabytes of photos of himself making weird photos on YouTube. Yeah, I did not when I say generate, I mean like create. I create all my thumbnails, by the way. I did not use AI for the thumbnails. I've been considering Intel Arc cards and AMD 7000 series cards rather than NVIDIA. I guess I haven't even looked at. I think the B580 prices have been pretty good, close to MSRP for the most part. And AMD 7000 series cards, I feel like a number of them kind of got wiped out with the release of the 9060 XT in terms of relevance, like the 7700 XT. But I guess if you're going for something lower, like a 7600 XT, if you can find them for a good price. I don't know if you can find them new for good prices anymore. What up? Good morning from Singapore. Hello from Washington State, West Coast, United States. David collab Bazite OS PC build off, cheapest possible way to play certain games. I would love to collab with David more, but he crunches out so many videos. I don't know how many videos he works ahead of time, but he seems like a very busy man. And I'm busy in my own respect outside of YouTube as well. But I'm always down to collab. I just feel bad because I feel like I would be late a lot of the times with deadlines. And that is not a good look when you're working with other people and trying to release stuff at a given time. Do I play? I do not play Monster Hunter Wilds. I bought it. I have it. I don't even have it in my testing suite anymore because it's kind of annoying to test. But I do need to play it at some point. I need to finish Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's what I need to do. Wife says, drinking game. Take a shot every time Danny says thumbnail. Well, I just said it again. Speaking of shots, what is everyone drinking tonight? So we had our holiday get together, and Melissa's aunt, who's now my aunt-in-law. She's my aunt now that we're family. But she is known for making amazing Thai iced tea. And I always ask her, whenever it's a holiday get-together, they're always like, what should we bring? And then she knows that I love her Thai iced tea so much that she always asks, does Danny want me to make Thai iced tea? So she makes me, multiple jugs of this Thai iced tea. So I still have some. I froze some because I like it so much that I want it, year-round. But I have some, and I'm gonna mix this and see how this looks in in front of the camera. But if you've never had Thai iced tea before, it's like half and half mixed with, I think, is it black tea leaves? I don't remember what tea leaves go into Thai iced tea, but it is really delicious. I don't even really need to stir it. It kind of naturally mixed itself. So that's what we're drinking tonight. On top of some water too on stream. But hopefully you guys are all sipping on something good. Milk with tea? Yeah, milk and tea is in that. I mean, milk tea is a huge thing in Asia, right? Like boba, bubble tea, milk tea. But isn't it also a thing in the UK as well? Don't they have milk with their tea? I know, like, American style tea, like, just like, you know, sweet iced tea. Those types of teas, I don't think would taste good with milk. But yeah, the Asian teas, they do milk. Would that be boba tea now that has milk? No, it would be boba if we put tapioca pearls in it, which I do have upstairs. Not cooked though. I need to cook them. But yeah. No water bottle. I don't know if I would ever release a water bottle. If I release one, it'd be like a plain water bottle with like this logo on it, probably. Which I'm not sure how many people would be interested in. Honestly, like water bottles merch is kind of expensive. I don't remember how much the LTT water bottles are, but like any creator, like these types of insulated, you know, double walled flask style, or thermal flask style, or hydro flask rather. They're typically like 35, 40 bucks or something, maybe 30 and above. Yeah. I don't know if my community, budget conscious minded people, would be willing to spend that much on a water bottle. Especially since I feel like most people already have their water bottles. They probably have many water bottles. I have many of these types of hydro flask style insulated bottles already. So like I feel like people are set on their water bottles at this point in life and aren't looking to pick up another overly priced one. I dropped my LTT water bottle after a week of owning it. I dropped this and broke this lid, and somebody sent me a replacement lid. I don't know who it was. Like somebody went to LTT store, bought a replacement lid, which is not cheap, I don't think. It's crazy given how much. Oh wait, okay, it is cheap. Oh, never mind. It's only $5.99. I thought they were more expensive, but like, oh, magic trick. Oh, make it disappear. But okay, so it was only $5.99, but shipping on this thing must be like at least 10. Let me see how much this is. Add to cart. Check out. Will it show me the shipping if I put in my enter shipping address? Okay, give me a second. I don't want to dox myself. Okay, I can do it without doxing myself. Yeah, so shipping on this thing is $10, which, you know, the way that shipping works and economy of scale and stuff, yeah, buying small items like this and have it shipped, especially, well, this would be from a US warehouse, I would imagine, but just shipping anything has kind of like a price floor, especially when it's being done by like a warehouse slash factory type setting. If you were to hand ship this, it might be like $6 or $7, if you use like a UPS flat rate box or something, but whoever sent it to me, like almost $20 for a replacement lid, kind of crazy. I wonder if they have ones on Amazon that have the identical threads and size. But to that stranger who I still don't know who it is that sent me a replacement lid, thank you, because I was just gonna use it without the handle. It was still functional, it just didn't have the handle part. So I'm close to the US warehouse too. Yeah. Oh, where's the US warehouse, Chris? Do you know where it is? But yeah, if I'm close to it and it's still $10 to ship a little, not even a pound item like that. Oh, I just drink out of a water jug unless it's a can. What up, JT Bibbins? I do like these because they can hold their temperature well, as opposed to like plastic water jugs that typically everything will eventually be room temperature faster. I do like my drinks cold or hot, depending on what the drink is. And I do like the fact that, well, I guess the jug can cap off too, but yeah, when working around electronics and stuff, you definitely have to have a cap, so. If you made stickers, I'd buy them. I do have stickers. I just don't sell them because, I don't know. Shipping out stickers, like, I don't even know how much I would charge for them. Here's my fanny pack from when I went to PAX. But, yeah, no, I make stickers, but the only way to get them, for the most part, is to meet me in person at any given event. Or meet me in person when I'm buying stuff. And then I hand out, these are vinyl die cut stickers. Yeah, because like putting this into a envelope and then stamps these days, how much are stamps? Like 80 cents, 70 or 80 cents. And then I don't know how much I would charge for the base sticker themselves. I don't even remember how much I paid for these stickers. I got these made a few years ago, and die cut these are vinyl stickers that are like, you know, UV resistant and stuff, so you can put it on your car. So they're not just like, you know, cheap stickers. They're pretty high quality die cut vinyl stickers. I don't even remember how much I paid for these. Hopefully it was less than $1 a sticker, because it was in the hundreds of dollars for like, you know, a pack of like 500 or something. But then, yeah, I don't know, like the amount of effort to send out a little tiny sticker. I guess for specific people, like Heavy Metal, I should send one to you. DM me your address. You've donated to the stream and stuff like that. I'll send you a couple of stickers. Just DM me your address and I'll get that done. But that's not an open invitation to say that I'm selling stickers. It's just, yeah, I have sent stickers to a few people before, like viewers. Bro, I want one so bad you have no idea. Okay, send me the address to send it to. I will hand write a envelope with a stamp on it and send it out. Maybe if I send it out tomorrow, it doesn't even matter because it's New Year's Eve. I'm not sure if USPS is working on New Year's Eve, but I'll buy 10 right now. I don't have enough to give you 10. I'll give you a few for free. It's 78 cents for a stamp right now. Dang, stamp prices be going up. Why don't you add stickers to some orders from the other things you sell? So these stickers are separate from the things that I sell. So if you go to my merch store, not a plug, but for the people who don't know, actually, okay, maybe it is a plug. So I sell my merch to a company called Bonfire, and after testing, I tested like Teespring. I tested multiple, and I even streamed them way back when I first released merch. But I tested like multiple online merch stores, like the popular ones. And Bonfire ended up being the one that just had like the highest quality shirts, the highest quality prints, and reasonable prices, right? So when people buy merch from me, they're not buying it from like I'm not shipping these out by hand. This is a company that does merch fulfillment. So they do all of the procurement of like the garments. They do all of the printing. They do all the packing and shipping. So there's no way, like if I were hand packing shipping from my own house, then yeah, I could add stickers to the merch. But because I'm going through a company like this, that's just not an option. They work with like hundreds, if not thousands of creators to automate this process. And putting some individual stickers in is just not a part of the cards, unfortunately. So stream submissions, you left something there. Okay, I will definitely check that out. We should have time in the stream to take a look at it. We will suddenly become okay with spending a little more once the channel becomes Danny Lee. I've still been thinking about that, Chris. Let's run a poll. We will get into the news right after we do this poll. And you have to vote one way or the other. There's no middle ground. There's no I'm not really, like inclined one way or the other. If you got like, what would you guys prefer? Because we're talking about this is the core community here. The people who come to this stream. I value your guys' opinion a lot. Okay, and I do appreciate you guys. You're always here. You're the ride or die gang. My whole brand for 10 years has been Nerd on a Budget. My email, like all the companies know me as Nerd on a Budget. They have my contact information in their database as Nerd on a Budget. All like the stickers I have made, like my branding on all social medias, like it to change from Nerd on a Budget to just Danny Lee. I feel like as much as that would be like a nice fresh change and like a new way to usher in a new decade, it's also like logistically, how is this gonna mess things up for the companies that do reach out to me in the future, not knowing I was Nerd on a Budget or thinking like, wait, what? Like the confusion that it's gonna create, and like, do I remake a new email address now for the channel going forward? That's like the main reason I don't want to change the channel name. Keep it no, but change it not on a budget. The N is now not on a budget. Not Nerd on a Budget. Good thing you didn't go with Stream Elements. They dumped their business. Fourth Wall took it over and we're not fans. Oh, okay. I think Jason uses Fourth Wall. And I feel like his shirt, he sent me a shirt. Wait, was that a Fourth Wall one or was that before he went to Fourth Wall? But Jason uses Fourth Wall, I believe. And I thought his stuff... Let me check. Jason Whitmer merch. Because he has some other stuff. Okay, so... He has these hats. He has this. Yeah, so it's powered by Fourth Wall. And yeah, so I do have this shirt. So it looks like it is powered by Fourth Wall. But you say you're not a fan. I wonder if... do you have like a... I guess why were you not a fan specifically? The logos, the parts just feel like bad iron-ons. Gets all sweaty under. Interesting. I didn't, for his shirt, it didn't seem like it was a cheap iron-on. And I've washed it and stuff too. And the fact that they do embroidered hats, I think these, I don't have one of these yet, but these seem like pretty good quality. But, I feel like, Chris, your shirts are usually monocolor design too. So it's not like you're doing like a, gradients and like multicolor. I feel like the types of shirts that you have would be very simple for printing and in good quality. But, They have other stuff that's still nice, but the shirts are a letdown. Very interesting. Lefty Maestro says, just send me an invoice. I want one too. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, I will look into potentially opening up just to sell stickers. It's just a sticker, guys. But maybe I'll open up something where I could, if people like send like a couple of bucks just to cover the envelopes and sticker costs and the stamps and stuff, I can send out some stickers. But it'll probably be like a you PayPal me $2 and your address, name or something, and then I'll send it to you. But remind me on it. I'm not gonna do that right now because I got a bunch of other stuff we gotta do first. But just keep on pestering me on the streams about it. Do I stream on Twitch too? I do not stream on Twitch. Every time I open up Twitch to watch some of my fellow friend streamers over there, and then they feed me like 2 minutes straight ads with no skippability, and then they do it like back to back, I just want to slap myself and leave, and I do that actually. So yeah, no, not a fan of Twitch streaming. They don't keep the VODs. If you miss something, you can't backtrack and rewind like you can here on YouTube, and it'll be splitting the community up. Like if you've ever been to a chat where they're multi-streaming, like the chat gets all weird because you have to use a bot to get both Twitch and YouTube chat into one chat window. And then like some creators only focus on one platform and ignore the other ones. So like, I don't want to split the community. The streams I think have been going pretty well as is. I don't want to segment people into 2 different chat windows. I just want to keep it clean. and YouTube, the fact that YouTube keeps all my VODs is just like a big plus for me. Like I could go back 7 years and watch those streams and look at the chat, and people who were chatting at the time. YouTube misses in a lot of categories when it comes to streams, but the fact that they keep your VODs forever, the whole length, the entirety of it, 3-4 hour streams to the end of time, I think that's a big win. You got me. So Chris is thinking about a channel name change too, but can't think of anything other than the old nickname that teachers and students had for my last job, Mr. Chris. I like stream technician, unless you're trying to move away from the streaming thing. Chris reviews, because you do a lot of reviews. Tech with Chris or something like Tech by Chris. I don't know if Chris Tech. Yeah, I don't know if having tech in your name is too cliche, but yeah. Danny Lee, budget nerd. Yeah. If, people are voting. No, okay. You guys are saying keep it nerd on a budget, which is what I am honestly leaning towards. Now, because I do have stuff in the works that isn't necessarily on a budget, like that monitor I showed the other week, and I have a video. I'll show this right now. But I'm not going to talk about it until the video comes out. But, can you guys see this? I do have, I'm not sure if the name is even showing up, but like, I do have content coming up that's not strictly low budget, cheap, stuff too. So as I start exploring, like higher budget, more expensive items, I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that I need to explain to people, sometimes you're on a budget and your budget's like $1,000 or $500. Like being on a budget doesn't mean you have no money or like it has to be cheap. People budget all the time for everything in their lives, right? Like people budget to go on vacation and they budget aside like thousands of dollars, but budgeting is more of the like how you allocate the money that you have and plan and discretize it for your spending. So you can be on a big budget, you can be on a small budget, all that stuff. So that was one of the primary drivers of wanting to name change, because I always felt like I was pigeonholed to only doing super cheap stuff, which I will always continue to do. But I also sometimes want to check out stuff that might usually be out of my price range as well. Expensive is a budget too, exactly. I'm not losing my channel name. No. I was just considering a name change. Who was here when Danny was streaming the Mixer? That was back. Remember some of my first WoW Classic streams were on there, and then like after 2 streams, they like died. Are your shirts made in the US? Let me check actually. The actual shirts themselves. Do they say on here bonfire about? I'm actually not sure if here we go. Heavy cotton tee. So where do they say made in the US? Made in. So there are certain ones that specifically say if they're made in the US. The ones that I choose though, the poly cotton blend. Yeah, I would imagine the majority, and I don't use these ones, these union made ones. I use, where's the cotton poly blend? So I would assume that they are not made in the US because they don't explicitly say it. Crispy Chris. Let me get a sticker too. Okay, we'll do the stickers eventually, but what about for the Canadians, guys? I don't even know how much I've never mailed a letter to Canada, okay? But I don't think it would be worth it, is all I'm saying. PC hardware, 3D printing, tech adjacent. Well, I feel like Coalition Gaming already is open enough. I guess maybe the gaming part isn't, but Coalition Chris, which you kind of already go by sometimes. You could just put Chris The nerd. Do we want to incorporate nerd into Chris's name? Yeah, that's the auto adjusting chair. It is the Liber Novo Omni. It is not auto adjusting. It is electronic though, and has like a hydraulic piston with a battery and everything like that. But yeah. How is your most okay? We got to get into the news, but we also have some pretty good topics that people are bringing up randomly. Which this stream is just meant to be really chill. We'll do this, then we get to the news, and then I'll get back to you guys' comments. I'm trying to like give you guys a lot of love, responding to comments right now, just because in the past few streams I did not do that. But I'm not sure if I've told the story about this, but if I have, let me know. This video accidentally went live. So this building a budget desk setup. This was meant to be a 2-part video. I never did the second part because this happened during my, what year was this? 2018. This was the biggest hiatus I took from YouTube. I think it was like 6 months long or something. I just disappeared without saying anything. I was still on like Twitter and things like that, but like I just stopped uploading long form content during this period of the channel in 2018. It was like the second half of 2018. I just stopped uploading content because I got so burned out from YouTube. And this video, I was in the works of doing it, and I filmed and edited this. It was just a no talking, just straight up, kind of like ASMR, putting together a budget desk setup. It was actually in collaboration with Cooler Master, so I feel kind of bad that I never did the second part of the video. But like, I made this Wrath of the Lich King themed. The whole setup was under $1,000. That includes chair, that includes the desk, all the furniture, all the decorations, monitor, peripherals, PC, right? Which is kind of crazy to think about it because it was a $400 PC and then like, $100-something chair, like $70-something IKEA desk. But the whole thing, I budgeted out to $1,000. But I uploaded this video and then I put it ahead of time and I forgot that I had scheduled the release. So I was in the middle of my hiatus, not posting anything. And then all of a sudden one day on my phone, I get a ton of notifications. And it's people responding to the video because I had forgotten to remove it from the schedule. So this video accidentally released when it did. And now it's my most viewed video of the channel. Pretty close to close behind it is the Casey video, but it's just crazy how that works out. I was at some point in time planning to go back and breaking down the video and budget of this and revisiting it just because I never properly closed it out. Like I have receipts. Like the monitor was like some $50 monitor I bought from Best Buy. Like I had like the breakdown of the whole setup, but I was thinking like at some point in time, many years after the fact, going back and breaking down my most popular video. But yeah. Don't forget to click. Yeah, let me join on my own thing and subscribe to my own channel. But yeah, so that's the story behind this video. But yeah, I think I still am this is my speaker setup that I'm using to this day. I still have this chair. It's one of my backup chairs. This is the Staples Hikin. I still have that Wrath of the Lich King figurine. Do I show it up close? Yeah, so I still have that. I think I gave away this monitor at some point in time. I still have this little desk riser shelf thingy. Yeah. This case I still have too with the handles. I've seen ads about the chair. Tempted to buy one for the home office. Because I'm doing the video I'm doing on it is going to be sponsored. I will say they do have a return policy. Which is one of the nice things that I feel like not all companies have. It is an expensive chair. It's on sale right now for like $8 something. Normally it's like $1,000. it's crazy. They raised like 8 million for their Kickstarter, and they actually delivered it as opposed to other Kickstarters. I would say that the audience for $1,000 chair is definitely a particular subset of audience. If you've already determined that you are willing to go up to a budget of like around $1,000, I feel like it's a strong contender for one, especially if you're also looking into Herman Millers and stuff, which range from $1,000 to $2,000. But I would say kind of like mattresses. Like if you were to ever buy a new mattress, always go for a company that gives you like a 30, 60, 90 day guarantee where they will allow you to return it after the fact, because that is such a big investment that you're making on it that if it just chairs and mattresses are like very particular things that it's not one size fits all. It says something about a company that is willing to take back a product because they want it to fit and work well for you. For this chair particularly, the way it works is if you return it, they do split shipping costs, but then you can get your money back. So long as you don't like damage it, of course, right? And you ship it back with all the packaging. So shipping this thing out would probably be like $80 or something. So at the end of the day, if the chair doesn't work out for you, you're out what, like $40? But that's better than companies that don't even give you a return policy and don't have brick and mortar stores for you to try out a chair. So I think that's a good thing, and I'm going to talk about that in the video. But I would tell you right now if this chair was bad and sucked and you shouldn't buy it, and that's not the case at all. Like for the price range, it is by far like probably like one of the most competitive and kind of like unique chairs out there. I've been sitting in it. And I switched back to this chair because I actually wasn't planning on revealing it to you guys, but then I just did. But I've already noticed a pretty big difference, and there should be a big difference, right? When you're sitting in a $1,000 chair versus like a $200 chair, you would hope there is a pretty big difference. And I'm already feeling it now because I've been sitting in that one for the last like 2 weeks. You can, yeah. So the thing about office chairs is too, there are a lot of good office chairs. Like I consider the one that I'm sitting on right now a good office chair, and this thing was under $200. But like with all things, there's premium factors that come into it, and the cost for premium for stuff like this, it's kind of like you can like exponential, I guess you can say, like. You're not going to get linear scaling, I don't think, with comfort to return on investment. There's quote unquote diminishing returns. After a certain price, each next level of comfort costs a little bit more. After, I would say, like a $200 chair, probably. I got a $2,500 Herman Miller for $20 at a thrift store. That is a crazy deal. What about a chair off Temu? Honestly, it depends on the person too. Some people aren't sensitive to like chair ergonomics, and some people sit on like wooden stools. Like it depends on like your own body. People who are looking to invest in a chair, it's because they are trying to like preserve their health with good ergonomics and posture and things like that for the long term. And I think you have to be at a certain point in your life to invest in a more expensive chair. Like I don't expect kids in high school or like someone still in college or even fresh out of college to be making the type of money to be able to invest in like a $500+ chair. Like that's something that as you go on, like get older, you know, your body starts feeling like it's breaking down. You start thinking more about your health and things like that. And you are making like that career, big boy, big girl type of money to be able to be like, hey, okay, if I just want to spend this money now and have this chair last me for the next, 5, 10, 15 years, this is what I'm going for. But yeah, like for the younger crowd out there, I don't think this is for them at all. Spending that much on a chair is spending on your, yes, that's kind of like, have you guys seen the Buy It for Life subreddit? There is this subreddit called Buy It for Life. These are the people who are trying to min-max. They're not buying cheap stuff, obviously, or most of the time. Some stuff you can buy for inexpensive that you buy it for life. But they try to, like they have discussions about anything of, I'm willing to invest money in this because I want to buy it one time, and then I want to not have to worry about it breaking down or just becoming crap quality. So yeah, this is a good subreddit for the money conscious people out there. The things that people recommend in here are not, again, they're not necessarily going to be the most affordable or cheapest, options out there, but they're like you buy it and then you don't have to worry about it. So, good subreddit to check out. And of course, this message still comes up always. I don't know what to do. When I switch phones, I'm going to make a new Reddit account. So then I'm going to be on a new device, and then I'm going to call my ISP to change my IP address just so that hopefully I don't get banned again through Reddit's fingerprinting. Yes, I know. You guys bring this up every single time I show my Reddit. I am banned because I don't know. That is the honest answer. They did not tell me why I got banned. I did get temporarily banned from one subreddit for calling out, it was the pre-built subreddit, for calling out the owner for pushing his own website. But I don't know if it's related to that. But Reddit banned me permanently, and they banned all my accounts, so I have my Nerd on a Budget account, which has Nerd on a Budget in the name, so people know it's me. But then I had my personal Reddit account from years ago. But because those were logged in on the same device, Reddit saw that as, they linked the two, and they banned up my YouTube, like, Nerd on a Budget account, and then my personal one. And any new account I tried to make after the fact, they banned as well. So they know I'm trying to get around the system, and I'm pretty sure it's either because of my my IP, or because I read it on my phone mostly. So they have my phone like hardware ID like in their database saying if it logs in on this device, ban it. So when I get a new phone, which is not going to be for a while because I just got this phone last year, then hopefully by that point in time my public IP has changed, then I should be able to use Reddit again. Like, I'll make a new account, and hopefully I don't get banned again. Lump of coal and Danny stalking, I know, right? Reddit mods are some Reddit mods are okay. Some of them are on a power trip though. They had to silence me. I've been naughty. Yeah. Is the phone going to be a budget one? No, my next phone is definitely going to be, if it's not a OnePlus, I've been thinking about maybe trying iPhone. I haven't used an iPhone since the iPhone 4. I still have the iPhone 4 box, actually. Where is it? Is that right? I was going through my old stuff. Oh, man. My first iPhone was not an iPhone 4. It was an iPhone 3G. Not the 3 at GS, but the 3G. I might have that box somewhere, but I have my original iPhone 4 box. What year did I get this? What year? I got this when it came out. And I loved my iPhone 4. But then Android got more, I feel like at this point in time, iPhone was just dominating the smartphone game. But eventually I feel like Android caught up, and I switched over from my iPhone 4 to a Google Nexus. Which Nexus was it? Nexus 4, Nexus 5, whichever it was, the budget Google Nexus phone. And that was my first jump into Android phones. But I've been thinking about going back to iPhone, but they're very expensive, and I would likely try to find one in the used market or take Melissa's old one when she eventually upgrades, because she's on the iPhone 16 right now. I got her that for Christmas last year. So I would probably like take her iPhone and then she upgrades to the next one whenever that time is, because I'm not trying to spend over $1,000 or even close to $1,000 on a phone. But yeah, I'm not against Apple. It's just back then Apple was kind of restrictive with what you could do, but I think they've kind of caught up in terms of some of the Android features. Ah!
This is your other. I'm so sorry. This is your other present.
My sister-in-law came down. snuck up on me. I did not hear you come down, Cindy. I was gonna show my Christmas presents on stream. Okay, thank you. Okay, I was gonna show you guys my Christmas presents. So we got some last late Christmas presents for my sister-in-law here because it got delayed in shipping. So I will show you that. Okay. Chris just clipped that. Yes, I did have a Nexus 4. Did I have a Nexus 5? I forgot. But that's the whole iPhone thing. Okay. So we got some stuff to do. Sorry, we've been talking, but hopefully you guys have been enjoying this talk. Cause we just chilling right now, right? You guys cool with this? I know sometimes people in the chat are like, come on, get to the news that was on the thumbnail. Stop clickbaiting us. I do want to talk about that because it is, I feel like it's newsworthy. It was actually news. I just didn't catch it the previous week. But, let me watch, no, we're going to watch this clip in a second, but. Okay, I will bring this up. But let's go to what some of you are only here for. Okay, so regarding the B770, Intel name dropped it when responding to someone on Twitter, and this was actually a couple of weeks ago, and I think I might have I like saw the headline, but I didn't actually check it out. And then I just didn't bring it up on stream because we were doing other stuff. So some of you guys might have already known the news, but let's look at it together because... Oh, did you already post this on Discord? Okay. Yeah, I probably didn't see your post. And we have... I don't believe we talked on it about it in the previous stream, but... I think... Can you confirm, Tiggs? I tried to look for this post and it is gone. Like, I went on Twitter, I looked at Intel Gaming's like their post history, their responses. I typed in this exact tweet into Google to try to find it. I could not find this tweet. I could find responses to a tweet that had since been deleted. So I think Intel deleted this tweet, if I'm not mistaken, because I could not find it anymore. But so I think Intel posted something, and then this person said with the B770, Panther Lake, and Nova Lake are on the horizon. That's a lot to get hyped around the future as well. Because I think they were posting something about like CES coming up and all that stuff. And then not this person, whoever's in charge of the Intel Gaming official Twitter account, and they said 100%, we're thrilled to hear that you're pumped about the B770, Panther Lake, and Nova Lake. The future of gaming and performance is looking seriously exciting. So this has since been deleted. One of two things is going to happen here, obviously, right? They either actually have a B770 lined up, which there have been other evidence that it should be coming in terms of like the GPU code name, which I'm going to pull up in a second. But my thought is that like there is a high possibility that this post was either written by like AI or some kind of assistant that just kind of like was using what they're repeating what this person said. So like if you were to put something like this into ChatGPT and ask it to generate a response, it's going to use like context clues and try to generate a response that shows that it's listening to you. So it kind of just repeated in the exact order what this person was saying, right? So we don't know if a human was behind posting this response. It could be. And it also could be, you know, sometimes they hire interns and people who aren't actually like in the scene. Like this could just be some social media person who didn't even realize that either the B770 is not going to be a thing, or they just don't follow like, you know, computing news at all. So they were just like parroting what the person said before and just said, hey, we're glad you're excited about those listed things. So that's where I'm kind of standing on this. This isn't hard evidence that we are getting the B770, but this did make its round in the news and people are super stoked about it. But let me pull up the other thing that is slightly more exciting in terms of the news, right? Someone definitely got fired. I heard there were some leaks about. Yes. You think it's a LLM comment? Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. They lobotomized the poor AI afterwards. Here's the secret with all the Intel Arc dedicated GPUs. What up, Mike Brazone? You got to get in the Intel Insider program as a user validation site. Yes. And then you can earn free cards for working for a validation framework. They panic deleted it because it wasn't meant to be announced. But where was it? Where was it? Where was that post? Is it V-Tuning B770 or V-Tune B770? Where is that? Basically, the BMG. Okay. As we receive official software confirmation for Intel, shipping manifests are reinforcing the presence of this, the B770. GPUs expected to have 300 watt TDP. So they're talking about like shipping manifests and stuff that has like some, talking about just some GPU. But also they recently confirmed that BMG G31, so it's Battlemage G31, the Arc B580 is BMG G21. So the die is now officially supported in the latest V-Tune Profiler software update from Intel. So there are inklings of some GPU. In terms of naming scheme, I'm not sure if... What is the code name for Arc? What was the... Does anyone know what the A770 was? DG2. Yeah, see, like the GPU die name. Okay, wait. Then what was the A die name? So let's do some digging around. So the way that they named the A750 was they both. Oh no, sorry. I'm supposed to look up the A580. So they went from, okay. I'm trying to see like how they named the Alchemist cards, because a jump up from G21 to G31. I'm trying to find what the significance of that is, but it might just be some random naming scheme they have. But people are thinking Battlemage, G31, and then 300 watt TDP are clues to pointing towards B770 is going to be a thing. Now, my question is, who's actually excited for this? So I'm going to end up the poll, which a pretty overwhelming majority of you guys said to keep the name around the budget, which I think I'm going to end up doing. But it was fun to ask nonetheless. Are you excited about the B770, about a potential Intel Arc B770? Paper launch? We'll see. I'm curious if with the whole situation with RAM pricing right now, I don't know if there are that many people building computers, at least from scratch, and I don't know how many people are trying to upgrade. So, like, the market for people building computers is, I feel like, probably at an all-time low for at least the last couple of years, right? Because we've been through the pandemic, we've been through the second coming of the mining surges and stuff. Like, we've had a good couple of years of PC hardware prices. This is the RAM pricing right now is like the worst thing to happen since the pandemic. The amount people have to pay for a premium to finish off a PC build right now is about what people had to pay. So about roughly $300-400 more than they would have. That's what they were paying during the pandemic to build a mid-range systems. Like $350 cards were going for like $700. So I feel like if something like this released right now, I don't know if there's going to be a supply issue, because I don't know if people are going to be buying them up as much. There will for sure be people upgrading, but there's gonna be less people building just systems from scratch. And I don't know what the percentage makeup is of like graphics cards sold. How many are for new systems versus how many are for upgrades to existing systems? Are Intel Arc cards even good? They're good. Intel Arc cards for their price, they're good. I've used both the Arc A770 and B580 in my personal system for a pretty significant amount of time. And I only recently took out the B580 because me specifically, was having problem with Premiere Pro. If that didn't happen, I would have kept it in there. But the fact that it did not play nicely with Premiere Pro, and I would literally be troubleshooting the day of a deadline to get a video out, that is just something I can't afford to do. It's just like a waste of time, and I could never figure it out, even troubleshooting it for days on end. So yeah, I just said, screw it. I'm just throwing in an NVIDIA card. But I might throw in the 9060 XT or maybe even a 9070. I'm going to do a build upgrade soon. I don't want to give too many details about that. It's not going to be a super major upgrade, but in that upgrade, I'll be making changes to my system. Okay, where are we? Okay, let me get caught up in chat right now. B580 run to date is 75% of all cards, and B570 and B5 rejected by the channel. Are you talking about with regards to Battle Mage specific, like for Intel sales? B570 price wise, it scaled linearly with the performance. Though with the discounts and like normal pricing, I haven't looked at the numbers now with today's pricing, but at the time that they were both released and for a little bit afterwards, like you could get the amount performance reduction you got was about the amount of money you saved. So either cards didn't seem like a bad option. Intel drivers are not worth the hassle. You mean like I guess in what game specifically? I feel like Intel has been pretty quick with their, my God, I feel like I was getting updates so often. Like when it comes to graphics card drivers updates, AMD is pretty tame with it. Like they don't give like a ton of updates. But I feel like Nvidia and Intel, they push out more often. But Intel, man, I feel like I was getting a driver update like every week or two, which is kind of a lot. And I don't always do driver updates. I only update if I feel like it's specifically for a game I'm playing, like day one driver updates, or if there's like a major thing. But otherwise, I'm okay with using like a version 2 or 3 drivers behind. It's one of those like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because you might be introducing new problems. We have seen time and time again, people upgrade or update their drivers and then they find out that there's some huge big bug and then they roll back anyways. So just preemptively don't install them until you feel like you have a need to. That's with a lot of things in life. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Danny, what do you think of the deal I got for a 6950 XT? I got it for 800 Canadian, which is roughly 580 USD. I feel like in the US, that is a little bit on the pricier side, if not the going price. So I don't know if I would consider that a deal, but let's take a look. Right, 6950 XTs. I feel like, aren't those like $500 now? Like, could I buy one? Let me see. In the US, I could go to eBay and buy one out right now. What the heck? For parts. Yeah, I could buy one outright from, this looks like a legit, yeah, $400 with, how much is shipping? Is this free shipping? Shipping, no, $10 shipping. So in the US, 6950 XTs, I wasn't sure, I needed to check because I wasn't sure if the looming scare of graphics cards raising in price is going to affect the used market too. But if anything, because remember, these were in the summer, these were closer to like $450 to $500, which is what I picked it up for from the Linus collab that I did. But like for this one, for $400, let me go to Tech Power Up. 6950 XT. For $400, you're getting performance, and even though this is like a freaking power hog of a card, you're getting performance levels of a 4070, a 7900 GRE, pretty close to the 4070 Super, 3080 Ti, 3080. Wow, the 3080 at 300 something seems like a better deal than at that point, unless you care about the VRAM. But yeah, like you're within 10% of a 5070. Sorry. You're within 10% of a 5070. So, if I can get this to come down. Ugh, now that I have this green screen effect. But yeah, you're within 10% of that. And these go for 500 plus tax, which I guess on eBay you would have to pay tax unless for here too. So, price-wise, Takes World, I don't know the Canadian market. I do know that the US, we are kind of spoiled with good prices. 580 USD to me sounds expensive in the US market, but in the Canadian market, that might be more normal. I don't imagine that being a deal though. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about Christmas stuff. Not yet though. I heard someone say something bad about Intel drivers once, so now Jason actually just released a video on the B580, so definitely go check that out on his channel. I will link it in the chat for you guys to check out after the fact. But he tested some games and he says the truth about the B580. So check that video out as well. What up, Jason? What'd you get for Christmas? What'd you get for Christmas, Jason? It still happens with Radeon drivers. Yeah, people still complain about AMD drivers, even though I feel like they're like fine. And you know what's funny? There's driver issues with all companies. And more recently, NVIDIA was the one with the driver issues. And I don't hear people complain about NVIDIA drivers nearly as much as I do AMD and Intel, which people are using past information to make complaints on. But nowadays, if you look up NVIDIA driver issues, sort by only 2025 posts, you will see people on the official NVIDIA forums constantly complaining about them and telling people to roll back to specific driver versions. So it's one of those things where like you got to just kind of take the plunge and try a different brand of graphics card to see if what your thoughts are actually true and come to fruition. Because as someone who I'm like constantly building systems for people, so I'm constantly testing like multiple games for like long periods of time and stuff. And I use all three with like in 2025, I have used an I would say pretty equal amount of NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel cards and their drivers. And I mean, Intel, I would say that like their UI and the way that their driver updates work is annoying, but the driver itself, once it's installed, I wouldn't say that it is that bad where I would complain about it and drive people away from like buying it or using it. But that's my personal experience. Again, you could go and find posts about people complaining about any given game with NVIDIA drivers, just like people are bringing that up with AMD and Intel. So, like all of them have flaws. Intel drivers are goated right now, including their new app. AMD drivers have been a smooth ride. Yeah, you just got to give it a try. I've been using AMD GPU since the RX 580. Haven't had any major issues with drivers, says Patrick McGovern. Yeah, I feel the same way too. And I feel like there's probably a vocal... Like, you have to think about it, right? It's the vocal minority that are the ones who usually have like the very bad driver issues. And I'm not going to try to pretend like there aren't issues, specifically with me. Like, I had problems with the B580. But I don't blame the B580 and Intel and their drivers. I'm also not blaming Premiere Pro. This is just computing. Sometimes, with how many different types of hardware and software there are out there, it just works out that compatibility issues, weird ones, exist. Danny, I bought a signed Messi jersey. How much did you spend on that? I do know who Lionel Messi is. I mean, is he considered the GOAT? I feel like there's a lot of, just like in every sport, people have different GOATs. Like, is it Federer? Is it Nadal? Is it Djokovic? Is it Kobe? Is it Jordan? Is it LeBron? Like, Messi is one of the considered GOATs, but then who else do people like? I don't follow soccer too much, but I know like enough to know Messi and Ronaldo and stuff like that, right? But buying a signed Messi jersey, that I would imagine is pretty expensive. What game did you get for it, Jason? I didn't catch that in the video. Yeah, 229 graphics card. Like when I bought it, I got Assassin's Creed, which was a full-fledged $60 to $70 game, which is crazy considering that was like a quarter of the cost or a third of the cost of the card itself. You got Battlefield 6? Didn't you bought that ahead of time though, right? So it's like, did you end up like selling it to someone or giving it away to a friend or something? But yeah, Battlefield 6 also a full-fledged price game, so. And you got some Sony active noise canceling headphones. Nice. People who complain about AMD issues are people who never actually use their products. I firmly believe that. No, I wouldn't say that. There are people who I know use AMD products and went back to NVIDIA. I've interviewed some of them in some of my live interviews. But I would say the majority of the people who complain about it, there are going to be for sure some actual individuals who have used it and just didn't enjoy it. But I think a lot of people complain just based on what they heard and have never used it. You sold it to Kyle? Okay. I thought he had been playing Battlefield 6 with you guys this whole time. I didn't realize he wasn't playing it with you guys. Has the next LAN been planned? No, not yet. We need to, though, because we got a lot of stuff coming in the early part of 2026, so we need to lock down a date before people... we have new babies coming into the... some of the people in the LAN group, so we gotta lock that down. Okay. Let's see. So we talked about the Intel news. So just in case you guys didn't know, on the tech or on the Discord server, we do have a tech predictions channel. Here was my prediction for the B770. I think it's going to be around $375 and perform roughly 5 to 10% better than... I should have specified 9060 XT 16 gig, but I think people kind of get that I'm talking about that, given the price guess and the performance, how close it'll be. But if you guys want to make a prediction, either on when it will come out or on what the price and performance is going to be, that's what this channel is for. The big thing is, if you post something in this channel, do not edit it. Because when you edit it, like this person did, Pedro, when you edit it, we don't know what your original prediction was and when you did the edit. So I consider this prediction null and void because there's an edit. When this card, if it finally comes out, we will come back and check this channel. People, I will check predictions. And if you have an edit next to your prediction, that does not count. Because I don't know if you just edited it that day, whatever. Because they don't timestamp edits and when they were made. So this is just a fun thing. I wanted to do on the Discord server. For people who want to see how close we can predict some of this stuff, using our knowledge of the market and the PC hardware space. But have I been to? Yeah, sports games. Like I've been to a Mariners game. Haven't been to a Seahawks game yet. I do need to go. They are doing pretty good as of recent. I've been to a professional hockey game. Wait, was that considered professional? Minor leagues. Is minor leagues considered professional? I've never been to a Kraken's game. I do need to go to one of those still. But yeah, I've been to professional sports games. They're fun, but they're kind of a whole thing you gotta plan for. And I don't really drink, and I know baseball specifically, that is You go there to do that kind of stuff more so than actually watch the game compared to any other sport, I feel. So some I do have Discord bots that log each time something is changed, but I'm not gonna go. You guys want to see what that looks like? This is what it looks like. So I have a mod logs thing, right? So this thing sorts, let's see, edit. Oh yeah, see? So they changed the edit, but I'm not gonna have the time to come back here and try to search for, this logs everything. So I don't want to have to look for people's edits and see when it was done, when a bunch of people are gonna make predictions and stuff. It's just easier to make your prediction. If you change your prediction, just delete your original one and remake a prediction. Like, you know, the fact that we're so far away from the launch of the B770 still, there's time to delete your old predictions and make new ones. And when we come look at it, we'll know that it happened before the official announcement. Like, there's no reason to edit. Just delete it and repost it is what I'm saying. But okay. Any reason why? What up, NT Tech? We're here on Tuesday. Not that I'm complaining. We're here because I kind of wanted to spend New Year's Eve not streaming. Even though I would love to stream with you guys on New Year's Eve. This is the first New Year's Eve for the girls. And Christmas Eve, I didn't mind streaming because Christmas Eve, you don't really do anything compared to Christmas for the most part. But for New Year's Eve is the actual time that people celebrate compared to New Year's, right? So yeah, New Year's Eve, this is our twins' first New Year's. So I kind of wanted to just chill out, relax with Melissa and the girls and not have to like stress about streaming and doing all that stuff. Not that I stress about streaming, but it does take planning and setting aside time. And after talking all this much, like my energy, like the energy to be streaming for like 2, 3, 4 hours straight, after the fact, I'm just kind of like a little bit out of it, you know, and I need to recuperate a bit. And my voice, sometimes I lose my voice, so yeah. And today is Wednesday. It is not a Wednesday. Discord has a great search function, but again, I don't want to be searching for different people's predictions that happened months ago. It's just, it's just easier if I could go to the predictions channel, scroll, read them, and be done. I don't want to have to go to the mod logs channel, search for this individual, look for it. Okay, look for the next person who has an edit and all that stuff. So they are babies. They don't know it. They are babies. They don't know it's New Year's Eve. They don't know anything. So by that respect, should we do anything with them ever until they're old enough to remember stuff? Let me see if I have any things. Let's see. I think I do have some pictures that I can show. Oh wait, did I post them in here? They took photos with Santa. And did I post them? Ah, yes, here we go. So we took them to Mall Santa. This Santa's outfit was actually pretty legit. So we did mall photos, which I don't remember the last time. I'm pretty sure I've done Mall Santa when I was young. I don't have any pictures from it though. But they got a couple of poses in. And then this next one was my favorite. After a while, Mia wasn't having it. And then she started crying. So we got a cute one of her crying. But let me see some other holiday pictures that I can probably share. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let me make sure that nobody is in these. Okay. So like Melissa's dad got them their first Barbie dolls. I think Barbie dolls are creepy, but it's whatever, you know. I think it's kind of expected. They're girls. Melissa and her sisters are all into Barbie and stuff. So they got the first Barbie dolls, holiday Barbie. Is this even Barbie? Or is this some different girl? I don't know how Barbies work. Is everybody considered Barbie, even though they have different skin colors and hair color? But they got that. Let me see. There's a picture of Lexi in front of the tree and a bunch of gifts and stuff. We got them their own stockings, and we got them some stocking stuffers and toys. And that's their aunt and uncle that they're with. And here's my mom, so grandma holding the girls. And then their little tote that my mom got them from Lowe's that I made a YouTube short from. But yeah, so we had a really good holidays and Christmas celebration. We had 3 of them. My goodness, that is a lot of. If anything, that's like stressful. As quote unquote blessed as that is, we just have a very big family and we just had different segmented ones. And I still have some. I think there's one more in the new year. We're doing like a friends holiday late celebration. But yeah. I'm a Barbie girl. Yes, yeah. How old are the babies? They just turned 7 months this month. They look so enthusiastic to be there. Or enthusiastic, yeah. Someone, I have not seen the Barbie movie. Is it good? I'm not against seeing it, you know. And I'd say I'm pretty progressive, right? So it's not like I assume it has like more progressive themes in it, but I always just found Barbie dolls to be very creepy, you know, like they just look creepy to me. Dolls in general look creepy to me, so but if it's a good movie, then maybe I'll check it out. What food did you eat for Christmas meal? I don't think, did I take any pictures of Christmas meal? What did we do? We had multiple. So we did like some vermicelli bowls for my small family one. And then for Melissa's siblings only, oh, we did a ramen bar. Ooh, let me show you a picture of that. Jason's like, not the soup. Not the soup again. But okay, hear me out. Fancy ramen bar. This was actually my sister-in-law, the one who scared me earlier. This is her idea. But we basically got a bunch of these bowl noodles. And then we got like bok choy, different mushrooms, kimchi, gyoza, shrimp, scallions. We got some fish balls, thin sliced meat, shrimp, tofu. So we basically made fancy ramen bowls. And I actually think I want to do this for the LAN parties. One of the upcoming LAN parties, one of them, I do want to do this because it's really easy. All you got to do is prep like all the fancy topping stuff. And then you just get whatever, you know, bowls from the Asian store that you want. But this was really good because, you know, it's like elevated ramen bowls. So that was really fun. And then I did do crispy pork belly, which is like my signature dish now for family gatherings. If you've ever had like crispy pork belly with like the bubbly skin, and when you bite into it, it gets like that nice crackle. Yeah, so this was my contribution to multiple Christmas dinners this year. I made this twice for the 2 different ones where I did food, and this in the ramen bowl is actually very good. But yeah, so that was what we ate for Christmas. Yeah, see, so there are restaurants who are doing instant ramen bars where they do the same thing, where they have fancy toppings and you start with a cup noodle. But obviously, because it's still considered eating out, it's like pretty expensive. But like all things, it's cheaper to do at home. So, is pork belly really the belly of a pig? I mean, I would believe so. I don't know what exact area of the belly it's pulled from, but why else would they call it that? Who the hell would pay for a restaurant for instant noodles? You haven't seen those TikToks? You probably have, but it's for the experience and for the gram, Jason. There are a lot of these pop-ups and these like kind of like restaurants or whatever you want to call it that they're for the experience and for posting on social media more than anything because they are ridiculously expensive. I made someone new for Christmas. You made something new for Christmas. Deconstruct a sushi bake. Nice. My wife and I got stuff to make kimchi. Got some Thai chilies since I was at Pan Asia already. Smoked pork belly is amazing. We don't have a smoker, so I always smoke pork belly. You can make it in the air fryer or the oven. I've done both. It works fine either way. But I do not have a smoker. I've never smoked anything. I mean, I have smoked, maybe. things, maybe. But I've never smoked food. Wait, can I say that? Maybe. I don't think I've ever smoked food in a smoker. I went to a Mexican wedding and they had a pop-up food thing where it was like all crappy Maruchan ramen with stuff like elote, Cheetos, and other weird stuff. It was insane. I think, don't people like that? Like, I've also been to a wedding where it wasn't the main food, but it was like for the after hour foods, right? Like after dinner was served and then the rest was like just hanging out and dancing or whatever the heck. They also had ramen on the side for people who wanted a little bit more snacky foods. And everyone liked it. Like these instant ramen bar things at social get-togethers and weddings, I think, I mean, I feel like it's been kind of trendy these more recent years, but I think for the most part, it's received positive reception. Me and my family being one of the people who have tried it, and it worked out well. Yeah, people loved it. It was bizarre. Yeah. In South, we have fried pork skins that may or may not have stray pig hair. We sometimes when I buy a pork belly, there is some hair in it. I just like burn it off with a torch. Or sometimes when it gets to the broil stage, it burns off by itself. Okay, Christmas presents though. I think no. I said I was gonna get to someone's stream submissions. Okay, we got some stream submission stuff. What are we posting in here? I told my girlfriend I would help pay for her new PC. I'm not able to help her build it, so I was looking for pre-builds. Can you check Java and see if there's anything for $1,200? Ooh, okay. Let's see if we can find something real quick. $1,200. I mean, I'm pretty confident you're looking at a 9060 XT PC, if we can even get that, because the RAM prices are shooting everything up, but you're not fitting a 9070 into it. Wait, are you still here in chat, Sir Togepi? I forget what your name is on YouTube chat, but I need to make sure you're here before I actually start going into this. Otherwise, we are going to get into Christmas presents. I would be okay for 1,200. I think you can push. Can you push AM5? You might actually nowadays. I don't think you can push AM5. I think it'll be a little bit over budget, especially if you consider tax and stuff like that. Yeah. See, what I'm thinking is 1,300 max. I mean, so you're looking at 1,200 plus tax and shipping. So we're realistically looking for like a $1,100 PC. But let me see what we can find here. HP Omen. 8400F 90C. This one. Oh, 8400F. Wait. Let me see this case. This isn't the worst case, I don't think. Yeah, especially for mid-range parts, it's not ideal, but you could always. I forget. Does HP have the proprietary motherboards? Because how much RAM? This is 16 gigs of RAM, which is usable. Man, it's tough. Yeah, the RAM prices are kind of screwing stuff up. Like, so something like this with the aesthetics, this actually doesn't look bad. Because DDR4 prices, I'm not sure if you guys have checked, that has gone up too. So even 32 gigs of DDR4, if we look on Amazon, DDR4 32 gig, right? Let's just look for the cheapest kit, right? 32 gig, so 16 gigs of, yeah, so we're looking at like $200 plus for 32 gig kits. Yep, $200 plus. So RAM, DDR4, this would have been like around 100, even $90, I think, back before. So it's gone up over 100%. 1270 KF isn't bad. Let me see if we can find anything else. What do I think about MSI? MSI products are fine. It depends product to product, but I have no issues with it. 7500F, 16 gigs, 1.5 terabyte SSD. Interesting. So there's two SSDs in here, which SSD prices has gone up. 16 gigs team group. This price, is there no offer? They don't allow an offer? Dang. Yeah, because these guys have to make money too. I'm gonna set the max to 1200 to see what we can find. Let's look at this one. 16 gigs DDR5, 1 terabyte, Ryzen 9600X, 60. Like, this one is not bad, and it's a small form factor. I don't know if you would benefit from that. Thermaltake GL850. Oh no, Ari's Game. I'm not familiar with that one. Ari's Game. Let's look at what it has. Ari's Game. All Ari's Game PSUs are E tier. But you can replace it. So, I'm going to say this again. Given, I think even with this having an E tier power supply, because you can replace it with like any $60-ish power supply. You only need like a 500, what does this have? Yeah, you only need like a 550 watt, 650 watt power supply, which you can get for around 50 or 60 bucks on Amazon. So, given the whole price of the build, even with this, you can also use this power supply. I personally don't think this is going to burn anybody's house down. But you guys know my opinions on the PSU tier list. It's a very great resource, but I think it scares people more so than it should. You can just use this as is, because even if it's a lower tier power supply, with these parts, you're operating at 300, 400 watts max. You're operating at like such a low percentage of the load that this is technically designed for. Even if it's garbage tier quality, you're so far below its max capacity that I don't think it would be problematic. But if you were afraid, you could replace it with a $60 PSU and call it a day. This one so far seems to be the front runner. $1,100 PSU with a bad, $1,100 bill with a bad PSU, not good. Considering it's AM5, it has a modern 9600X, 16 gigabyte 9060 XT, and DDR5 prices and 1 terabyte drives pricing, and this is pre-built, ready to go, turnkey. Again, just buy yourself a replacement power supply and call it a day, if you're uncomfortable with it. But oh, I guess you said if you can't build it, you said you couldn't build it yourself. Let me see. Let me go back to your comment. Or oh no, it was on the Discord. You said I am not able to help her build it. Ooh, so would she be comfortable swapping the PSU, or would you be comfortable not swapping the PSU and keeping it? I personally, it depends on what we can find. This isn't a bad one. So I'm gonna post it here. Would potentially need a PSU swap out. So we'll put that one there. You're fine with $1,200 before shipping and tax if it makes any difference. That might, I mean, I don't think it's gonna make it that much of a difference, but let's take a look. This one's under 1,000. I'm guessing it has a 11400. Yeah, at this price, I don't know if I would go back to 11th gen Intel. Can I sort by? Let me see what. Gaming PCs. Come on. Let's see. I mean, for the graphics card, GPU, chipset. Oh, memory. 12 and 16. We'll look for 12, 16 ones. I think that will filter it pretty nicely into the kind of graphics cards that we want. What is this one? White Lightning. 5600X. 32 gigs of RAM though. 16 gig and 1 terabyte. This one for $1075. Any offers? No. This one doesn't seem bad either. Even though it is AM4. It's just the way the market is. And we're asking for pre-builds here. You have to consider like anywhere from $100 to $200 towards a build fee. If you guys find any, by the way, if anyone in chat is also looking, feel free to post it in here. But 5800 XT build, 32 gigs. Yeah, see, this one would be kind of similar to, like, there's a lot in this. So I'm trying to find ones that stand out more. These I would consider pretty average deals because we can find multiple that have the same thing. Like 32 gigs DDR4, 1 terabyte SSD, some AM4 chip, and a 16 gig 9060 XT. I'm trying to find something that like sticks out. Like this one, same thing too. This one doesn't have any cells though, so probably just to feel a little bit more comfortable, try to buy from someone who has more sold. So what is in this one? 8400F, 16 gigs. Like, yeah, what would you got? But this one's 1160, so it's like a whole $100 more. You're getting the 8400F, which has temperature issues. You're not getting that great of a case. You're only getting 16 gigs of RAM, and it costs more. So I am hesitant to... Yeah, I'm not going to link this one because I don't think it stands out enough compared to the AM4 builds to be worth it. Also, yes, you can check out... Well, the thing about Braethorn is... Braethorn, mostly, I feel like... I guess you could fill out the form, and then you could specify if you're buying new or used. I'm pretty sure he has like a backlog, though, of people he has to get through. So if you're only watching for other people's builds that he's guiding, which he usually focuses most of the stream on, I feel like a lot of people are buying from Braethorn, or with his advice... They buy from system integrators that charge even more than Jawa does. So the value proposition in that case goes down a little bit more. Just because the system integrators charge even more for build fees. And, you know, it's completely brand new. But yeah, no, Braethorn, with regarding pre-built content, definitely check his stuff out. It's just for... a budget of $1,200 given the RAM situation, I think we're pretty limited on what we actually have for options. Hulu's to shut down in 2026? I did not hear about that. It's all going to be integrated with Disney Plus. So does the price of Disney Plus go up as a result because now the 2 subscription costs go into 1? Can you RMA if you brick a 9070 trying to flash it to XT? I think they will pretty easily be able to tell that that is what you tried to do. And I would imagine they would not RMA for you. Or they will charge you the typical cost of fixing a bricked GPU, which I would imagine to be in the hundreds of dollars. So do at your own risk. Also, what up, Shane Acker? I just realized it was you who posted that. Hope you're doing well. Feel like I haven't seen you for a while. Goes up slightly if you're an existing Hulu subscriber. Okay. Ooh, it is cold down here. And, oh my god, how are we almost 2 hours in the stream? And we do have help, as you saw today. So, yeah. In terms of the pre-builds, Jawa's pretty limited in this scope. And I don't know if I would recommend a 3080 build at that price point. No, we'll see. What can we find? Because like the 3080 builds are good. The 3080 is pretty adjacent to the 9060 XT, even though it beats it in a bunch of titles, but it is an older card, etc. The price range is going to be the same. The pairing hardware. This one actually has a 5700 XUD, and these are going for a premium. 32 gigs. Okay, what's the 1 terabyte SSD NVMe? Okay, this one. Which 3080 is this? It's the... I don't know if it's the... Oh, it's the Founders Edition, so that's the 10 gig one, right? I feel like this one's not that bad either, considering it has a 5700 XUD, so it's gonna... These things are so expensive right now. These things are going for more than AM5 CPUs. They're like $300+. So that's... what's valuable in this build coming in at $1,100. Not the 3080 per se, but I don't think the 3080 is that bad of a card with 10 gigs of VRAM. Like, it still can crush it. And I've tested it. I'm going to link this one. Older GPU, but still a pretty decent deal. Alright, Extreme Zone posted... Okay, we've got some posts from you guys, so let's take a look at these. Let's look at this build. 5060 Ti, 7600, 32 gigs. Oh, nice find. Yeah, 5060 Ti. Which one is this? 8 gig model. Which I'm not gonna really complain too much about, considering it is 32 gigabytes of DDR5. This one's not bad. I would give this one a thumbs up, even considering the 5060 Ti is 8 gigs. Because you guys know I'm not a super stickler about VRAM, especially at a mid-range computer. Especially also considering how much 32 gigs of DDR5 costs. If we broke down this build, what 32 gigs is going for what 350 right now, almost approaching 400. Ryzen 7600 system, all that. Like the 5060 Ti, even being 8 gigs, works out to be a pretty like what's it called, reasonable price in this one, just by looking at the overall price and the rest of the specs. So good find on Extreme Zone for that one. I guess I shouldn't have limited my search to 9060 XTs only. This one, oh wait, is that the one that, oh no, Ozaki. $800 for a 5700. Okay, this one, I feel like this is kind of too far from the budget we're trying to reach. For $800 for 5700 XTs are only going for like 140 bucks. They're not that expensive of a graphics card. So what's in the system? 32 gigs of RAM. Okay, that's a good sign. 5700X. No, 5700X is a decent CPU. I feel like this is kind of far from what their target budget is. There's so much room for someone with the $800 budget. I would say this doesn't look bad. But when you have $1,200 to spend, there's so much you can upgrade and improve to fill out the rest of the bill. But thanks for posting that, though. Sheffy posted this one. It's my listing, but I would sell for $1,200. All right, Sheffy is in the chat. Has this listed for $1,400, but is willing to, if you make an offer, and hopefully it's not someone else in the chat instead of Sertography's girlfriend who makes it, or Sertography buying, said that they would take an offer for 9600X, B580, 32 gigs of DDR5, 1 terabyte. Okay, so let me work out the math on this one. The B580, but you would take 1200. So this is like what, 200, let's just say 350 is 550, 650, 850. So I think for 1400 this was definitely a pretty high ask, but 1200 for it, I think so. This system is good in terms of it actually has 32 gigs of DDR5, which some of the other ones didn't. It has a 9600X. The B580 is definitely the limiting factor here. So let's take a poll, actually. For 1200, it fits the budget. What would the... let me end this poll. Which the results of that poll... Whoops, I totally forgot about it. It looks like we're about 60-40 split that people are excited about a B770. Which would you rather have for the same price? 9600X DDR5 build with B580. Or like a, what's the other one, 5800X or whatever the heck, DDR4 build with 9060 XT or like a RTX 3080. Yeah, because the graphics card performance is a big enough jump, but there's pros and cons to both, right? Do you get on the newer platform with the weaker graphics card, or you go with the older platform with the more powerful graphics card? So it's the future-proofing route, taking kind of a hit right now, or getting the best gaming performing build you can right now, but being stuck on an old platform. Which, to be fair, I do think AM4 is here. AM4 is going to be relevant for a very long time. A lot of games leverage the graphics card so much, and the highest end AM4 chips are able to handle them decently well. So I don't think we're going to be seeing AM4 builds for a long time to come. What's a fair offer? I mean, I think $1,200 is a pretty fair price that they're asking. You got to consider people who are selling on Jawa have to make some money for them to be able to make these builds and it be worth their time. You can't go to a system integrator website or to like Jawa and be like, let me go to PC Part Picker, build the exact same thing, and be like, ha, I made it for cheaper. That's not how this works. The fact that you're looking for a pre-built, you have to be willing to pay up to $100 to $200 in that person's time to source the parts, build it, install Windows, get it ready, and stability test it, pack it up, and ship it to you. Like, let's assume they spend 5 hours doing all those things. That's $40 an hour, which is a fair wage for, you know, something that's specialty like this. So yeah. Fair, but nobody's gonna feel happy about shelling out for. Yeah, I mean, I get that too, right? I think for certain price ranges, you have to pair graphics cards that are like a certain capability. I would say for $1,000+ I would feel a little uneasy about putting a B580 in it. I would just, you know, put in a 9060 XT and raise the price from $1,200 to $1,250 or $1,300 or whatever, and people will be much more comfortable with that. It's just one of those things where at a certain price threshold, people expect a certain performance level out of a graphics card. And the B580 being a $250 graphics card, taking the build fee out of it, just looking at the price, right? Let's say it's $1,000 build. Most people don't only spend a quarter of a build budget on a graphics card if it's for gaming. Maybe if they're doing like content creation or Photoshop, Premiere Pro, things like that, then yeah, the graphics card isn't the focus of it. But when you are building a gaming PC, I think the sweet spot for graphics card budget is like 30 to 50% of the overall build price. And this one comes in a little bit under it at closer to like 20 to 25% of the build price. Cammy Hudson charges $50 an hour. Yeah, so people charge for their time, and it's not unreasonable. It is perfectly reasonable for people to expect to make some profit on these builds, especially since you gotta consider on any of these. Like if they sell it locally, then yeah, they don't have to pay a fee. But on Jawa, they have to pay a fee. If they sold on eBay, they have to pay a fee. So that all has to be accounted for. Smaller sellers like me, it's often more difficult to make that profit target. Yeah. I think the people who don't have like Jawa verified or like more sales and stuff, it's definitely harder to break into for sure. Danny, could you build me a PC, please? Go build one yourself, kid. There's a channel called Jason Whitmer who teaches people how to build a PC. You should check it out. Jason Whitmer YouTube. Micro Center build costs vary. The labor fee for assembly starts around $150 to $250 plus parts. He sounds handsome and cool. I don't know about that. So far, more people are leaning towards a 9600X DDR5 build with the Arc B580 for the same price of this $1,200 we're talking about. Or you could sell on Facebook Marketplace, but you guys who here has sold on Facebook Marketplace? Most people, right? You know people are going to be trying to trade you scooters, go-karts, mountain bikes, lowball you to hell. Like, Facebook Marketplace is great for keeping as much of the money as possible, but you guys know when you post something like a gaming PC on there, you will get a ton of people who will waste your time. Bro, Facebook Marketplace is full of lowballers. That indeed. So we've got some stuff suggested. Sir Toby, hopefully you could. Honestly, most of these are fine. It's kind of hard to like pick between them. This one's also not bad for $1,000. I mean, if you're okay with this is brand new though, and let's see, you are buying from Walmart on 32 gigs of DDR4 5060. Yeah, this one's not priced badly. A 5060 is not a bad card at the appropriate price range of a build. And you get 14th gen i5, which these were the ones that didn't really have the problem. It was more of the i7s and i9s. Plus, there is the BIOS update too, so that's even one thing to worry about less about. I think this is fine too, so I'm gonna give this a thumbs up just because I think that you have to make the decision between these. It is pretty hard to I'm not gonna thumbs up my own post, but I'm gonna thumbs up anything that other people had listed. I'm not gonna thumbs up this one because it was too low of a price. But there's plenty of options here for 1200 or less. I kind of like this one though, just because it's also small form factor. Maybe you can message them and say, would you take 1,000 for it, even though they don't make an offer. But yeah, I kind of like this one, even with this power supply in it, because it is a small form factor. So, but it's up to you at the end of the day. I don't think there's one right answer. There's multiple decent answers. Marketplace is a hustle. You get mad DMs, then they don't show up at the last minute. Law Cruiser, they were never going to show up. I have had luck selling on OfferUp and Marketplace. I also typically am very good about communication. Like, I'm not going to waste my time. If someone wants to buy something from me, I confirm with them the morning of, and then like an hour before, and then 15 minutes before. If I'm not getting responses, like those 3 times I DM them that day of, then I'm not even gonna like waste my time to even try to go. That's the thing. You have to be communicative. And if anything, if they show up and you're not there and they're like, hey, where the heck are you at? I'm like, bro, why didn't you respond to me? I'm not gonna waste my time going there in case you weren't coming. All right, now I'll head out. So you just gotta be diligent about communication on those apps, because people are just pretty horrible about wasting your time. Kind of like I made a video that one time I was supposed to go out and pick up that what card was it? A GTX 1080 Ti or something like that. And that day of, the dude just never responded to me. So then I ended up going to an e-cycler shop instead. So don't get your time wasted. Just communicate. Imagine bugging people to buy something they want. I know, right? I'm gonna offer 1K since it needs a new PSU. Offer 1050. I think 1050 would be a fair price. Because if we look at let's see, Amazon, and I think your girlfriend should be able to install a new one. It shouldn't be too bad. So 500 watt. Let's see, power supply. What can we find? So the MSI Mag is a pretty solid one. You can get even the used, so it's gonna cost you around $60. Is that the only one? I don't know what the Rhodeswell VSB is. Oh, the Apivia ones. What are there's which one was it? I know they're 800 watt. Chris, are you still in the chat? Seagull Tap, yeah, Seagull Tap's a good one. MSI Mag. Montech has a new one. The Prestige, right? It's this one right here. This one, it's kind of crazy. That for only $67, you're getting an 800 watt one. This one, watts per dollar, and I believe this is a C tier. This is probably the most watts per dollar out of a C tier or better power supply that you can get. And people don't really think of Apivia when they think of good power supplies. But let me look at the tier list real quick. Apivia. And let me make sure if the lower, because I don't think the lower capacity, Prestige, yeah. So the Prestige from Apivia, they're all C asterisk, C asterisk plus, which is fine. So is there a cheaper one? So $67 for 800 watts here, not bad. Oh my god, did they not make Prestige 600 watt? If you want one that's closer to $50, you could get the 600 watt one right here. Yeah, so I would offer $50 less. $100 for a build like that less, I think that's a little bit too low bally. But $1050 I think is a fair offer. Is Apivia good? I heard they go bad often. I mean, if we look at the list, right? Apivia does have a lot of power supplies that are not the best well regarded. But they also have stuff that are just fine. All this stuff, just fine. So just don't get any of these ones. But Prestige, Galaxy, Premier, and Mystic seems like they're okay. Corsair RM power supplies are solid. Depending on which year and model, they're usually the B plus to A tier. But okay. Christmas presents. It's already 2 hours into stream. We were supposed to look at Christmas presents. What did you guys get for Christmas? I'm gonna read some of them while show you what I got from my family. We'll start with the first one. Oh, let's look at this clip. Crap. Where was that clip? Is that still there? Let me see that. Okay. Some of the Android features. Okay, so this was when my sister-in-law came down and scared me. But I think they kind of caught up in terms of some of the Android features. My sister-in-law came down. Okay, that wasn't... I think they kind of caught up in terms of some of the Android features. The reaction felt more intense than it actually was on camera, it seems. So, okay, I thought it was way worse than that. That wasn't that bad. It was, I would say that's a minor jump scare. Not too bad. I think it happening real time for the first time probably for you guys was a lot funnier to watch. But after watching it back, it doesn't seem like that bad. Okay. It needs slow-mo. Yeah, after the reaction. Doback Slaps. What up, Doback Slaps? Thank you for the 10 Nerd on a Budget gifted memberships. I appreciate it. To everyone who got one, please thank Doback Slaps. How you doing, Doback Slaps? Hope you're doing well. As we wrap up the end of 2025. Star Wars PJs, a Star Wars logo, and Lego set. Nice. Leo Wolf is in the chat right now and got one of those gifted memberships. So thank you for that. I got a Ugreen DH2300 NAS. Love it. Nice. Now, was that a gift to yourself or did someone get you that? That's a pretty gift. That's a pretty cool gift if it came from someone else. But you probably put it on like some kind of list for them to choose from, right? And I would assume. Let's see. Got a gas card, scratch tickets, and slippers. And tickets to a hockey game. Nice. My family got it for me. That's the only thing I asked for. Nice. So, I don't really ask for anything for Christmas, which makes me kind of a hard person to buy stuff for. Because people know that being a tech person, like, you know, I'm particular and I know what I like already and stuff like that. And I don't give them a list. Like, I don't put a wish list together, which makes it even harder for my family. So, they usually get me whatever. Or they ask Melissa for what to get me, right? I gave someone a big Yankee candle. So this is one of the things that Melissa actually purchased for me, but we ended up returning on Black Friday because the style wasn't the right one. So Melissa's sister, my sister-in-law, ended up getting it for me for Christmas because we returned the original one she got me because they weren't the right like style. So wait, no, this isn't. Never mind. This isn't it. This is different. I thought they were gonna be the Kizik's. Never mind, different shoes. House slippers, which I will put on right now because my feet are cold. House slippers. Have you guys? I've never heard of this company. Anyone heard of this? Bombas. So this is one of the companies that everyone purchased. They donate one, so that's good. So they're doing a good thing there. But we got us some dark navy blue house slippers, which for my ashy feet, I definitely need to be better about wearing house slippers around the house. I will show you guys. It's the end of the year. I'll show you guys. Okay, if you guys don't want to see my feet, look away right now. You can still listen. I will tell you when it's safe to look. I'm going to give you a warning. This is why I actually need to not only moisturize, but even if you moisturize, because we have a lot of hardwood floor, the rubbing on like hardwood floor, walking around the house, also contributes to drying up your feet and like, you know, wearing them down. Look away. My dead foot's doing decently, Jason. I still can't sprint at full speed, but I can jog with some discomfort and pain. But look away, because I'm showing my feet right now. Close your eyes. But keep the audio on so you know when to look back. Let's see. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. It's kind of hard to see because of the light. Let me see. It's not that bad, right, guys? I'm sure other people have worse feet. It's mostly the heels, too. Because, like, here's not that bad. But if you look around the heels, which the shadow is not... How can I show this in a better light? So, it's been worse before. Okay, you can look again. You need a lava pumice stone, but I think these should help it out. So I'm going to wear these right now. And, ooh, look at that. It kind of matches my blue-ish pants right now. But yeah. So, those are some new Christmas gift that I got from me. One foot is doing better than the other. Doctor shows cracked heel return ball. Yeah, I know. I got to do all those. Oh, I did want to show you guys this in person, even though I made it in a YouTube short. So my mom, she works at Lowe's. So some of the girls' gifts, she got them other things too. She didn't just get them these. But I thought these were like the cutest things in the world. I didn't even know these existed. So she got the girls. These aren't my Christmas gifts, but I wanted to show them off on stream anyways. But they got these little buckets and lids, like mini versions of what you can buy at the hardware store. And then these totes, which, you know, I think most people are familiar with these. They're great for, like, I bring a variant of this. I brought actually a yellow lid one to LAN parties before. But, I thought these were, like, the cutest things in the world. Because they're, like, the actual, look at the inside. It even has all the indents and stuff, like the actual totes have. So I thought this was so cute. And the girls, you know, they're young enough where anything is a toy to them. So they just kind of play with them. But, yeah, so these I thought were hilarious. She got stuff from her workplace. They would be great for, for organizing keyboard switches. That's actually a good point. For the girls, we'll probably, Ken left a comment on the short form content. And he said maybe put their hair clips and hairpins in. So it'll be good for stuff like that. Barbie accessories, exactly. Quentin Tarantino enters the chat. He does have a foot thing, huh? I didn't subscribe for this. I subscribe for tech content. Gay feet guys going crazy right now. Hundreds of viewers have awaited this moment. Exactly. Chefy Tech, thank you for the Nerd Big Budget membership join. I appreciate it. Lowe's has also has pink small totes. Oh, with the lids. Interesting. I wonder why my mom didn't get that one. Maybe she didn't want to be too cliche with girls in pink. From my brother-in-law, who did weird gifts this year, Melissa's brother, he bought people like various snacks and stuff. But he does know I love popcorn. So, he got me 2 different ones. And when I get microwave popcorn, I always get, like, the most buttery one. Whatever like, when they have them all on the shelves, it's like butter, movie theater butter, extra butter, Mondo butter, Wumbo butter. I always choose the one that conveys the message that it has the most butter on it. When I go to the movie theaters and we get the popcorn and they have a self-serve machine, I'm sitting there doing, like, dispensing butter for, like, ever. And I ask for a water cup so I can get more butter, so I can butter the middle and bottom layers. Like, yeah, so huge butter person, but this is the double butter and then the ultimate butter. So those were kind of funny gifts. This one is from Melissa, and this one is actually very more like personal. But she got me a kind of like custom. This is embroidered, so this isn't print. Like, if you look at it, it's actually embroidered. But this image right here, you guys have seen it. It's the side by side image of one of the months with me and the girls. Let me see if I can find that picture. But yeah, the only thing about it is I love this gift. The only thing I would say though is I'm not the type of person to like, like some people. It's weird. How do I explain this? Being a dad is now like a part of my identity, but I guess maybe it's something I need to get like warm up to. But like, I never saw myself as a person who like on their profiles for like social media or something that like that says like dad in it, right? Like dad gamer, dad nerd. Like this is like announcing to the world like, hey, I'm a dad, which it's not like I'm ashamed of, but like it's not something that I ever imagined myself like doing. Like I don't want a whole bunch of merch and clothing that just says like dad to girl, like I'm a dad world, I'm a dad, like the announcement of it. So I'm definitely gonna wear this because it's like super personal. But when I first got it, I kind of felt a weird sort of way where it's like, how do I guess I don't care how other people feel. But anytime I saw it, I always thought like being a dad is not that difficult, right? You just got a nut and then that's it. What's being difficult is being a good dad and being a good parent. So anyone can be a dad, but being a good dad is a whole nother story. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm still new to this. Wearing dad clothing and merch, it feels weird, but yeah. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I will wear this. It is adorable. I'm trying to find the picture of it. I appreciate your complicated feelings and I agree. Stay true to yourself, what you said. Forever young. Doback slaps with 10 more gifted memberships. My goodness. Where are those Lexi and Mia pics? Because I have it and they are so adorable. Oh, here it is. Okay. And I don't think I showed this one on stream. No. Don't search. What are you doing? Okay. My dad said you're not a dad until your kids make it a year. Okay, so I'm technically not a dad yet. Okay, so but here is the image of me and the girls over the months. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look at this. We're gonna reflect. 2025, it was a big year. For a number of reasons, but I think obviously for me, it's these girls. But we're gonna continue this tradition of taking photos, and this is where that photo was chosen from, right here. It's this photo. But yeah, the girls are growing up nice and healthy. They are amazing. I am a very proud dad. I am very proud of our 2 little girls. Love them to death. They frustrate us sometimes, but they really are amazing little girls. So that image is where this sweatshirt came from. And I think, considering this is embroidered, I think they did it very well. Like, they got the colors spot on. They got the shapes spot on. So this is like the most sentimental, meaningful gift. Once I get past the hump of wearing dad merch. Did they ever swap places? No. Whenever I take pictures, I try to keep Lexi on, wait. Yes, Lexi on my left. So she's on the right of the pictures. Wait, no. Oh my God. Did we switch them in some of these? No, Lexi's on the left. Yes, no, I got that mixed up. Lexi is on the left of the picture being taken, so she's on these lefts. So I swear, sometimes they look like they swap places. No, that looks like that's her. No, okay, no, I think we got it right. Yeah, she's on the left on all of them. Okay. And same thing in the car seats, they're on the, like, she's on the left on each side, all that. Yes, exactly. Lexi for L on the left. So then we just try to, for all the pictures, I try to keep it consistent. Sometimes we mix it up though. But yeah, that's what this gift is from. Next item. So one thing for me that, since I'm hard to buy stuff for, merch is the perfect gift to buy for me for like birthdays and holidays and stuff, because merch is one of those things where you got to admit, merch from creators is inherently expensive, because part of the what you're paying goes towards supporting the creator, on top of just it being a hat, being a hoodie, being a t-shirt, right? Like, some of that is going to supporting the creator. This is an LTT LAN hat, actually, and part of their LAN collection. And I didn't particularly ask Melissa for it, but I always appreciate when she gets me merch from some of the my favorite creators, and she got me this hat, and it just happens to be not only LAN related, but green, which is my signature color, so that works well. She also got me, and my God, I swear, this has been on the list for I don't know how many years as like a potential gift, but she always found other stuff to get me, so I never got this. And I wasn't even expecting it because it's been so long. But I think most people would recognize what this is, right? You guys know I'm a hoodie enjoyer. They do sell knockoffs, and the knockoffs suck. I have bought a knockoff version of this in teal. You guys might have seen me wear it in previous videos, but it pills and falls apart pretty quickly. This is the official MKBHD, one of my other favorite creators. Probably one of the longest like channels and tech channels that I've been watching and enjoying over the years, even through his controversies and drama. I really like MKBHD content. I probably watch all his videos regardless of if like I have an iPhone or not, or if I have this electric car. I'll just put his video on and listen and watch while I'm doing chores and stuff too. So yeah, that's pretty cool. She got me also a, what is this from? Oh no, this is Creator Warehouse. This is also LTT merch. I'm actually not really aware of what this merch is called, or what the significance of this, what looks to be a dinosaur / turtle. I don't know like what the significance of this logo is, but it's pretty, the quality of it, like this is actually rubberized and like this kind of like discrete square dot texture. It's hard to explain, but LTT merch is, there's a reason why they have a not notorious, but they have a very well-known reputation for high quality merch, and I could definitely feel it in this. It's called overpriced, lol. I mean, you could look at it as overpriced. My merch people would probably call it overpriced too. But in terms of the quality of the shirt, it definitely is. I mean, this is probably the nicest shirt I own, to be honest. Because like when it comes to t-shirts, I cheap out. I buy like t-shirts under $10 on Amazon all the time. So with that one though, you typically don't get as nice of stuff. I got other stuff too, but I don't. What else did I get? Yeah, I got a number of other stuff, but I got a lot of Amazon gift cards and stuff that I redeemed already. All this is from Melissa, by the way, because she is the merch buyer. She got me an MKBHD desk mat as well, so this can go onto the wall and also be used. I need to flatten it. Can be used in the backdrop of videos. And then I think the last thing is it's funny. So she bought me one of these, which is pretty cool. I don't remember if I showed the other one I got. It's called the 8-bit Bretosaurus. Okay, it's a Bretosaurus. And the 8-bit makes sense. So this is the one that Melissa got me. This is part of LTT's merch. They took some actual chips. Like this is the AMD A6 7400, right? And these things actually, they spin for a really long time. Actually, let me get a good spin. We'll see how long this spins for a while. I keep reading the comments. That was not the best spin I could give, but... Heavy metal technology. Nah, I'll support people I enjoy watching, especially friends on Twitch. Yeah, what year is it? Still 2025. Fidget spinner, I know, in 2025, right? I think they were just trying to, make some kind of item with leftover CPUs. And these ones aren't perfectly balanced. And they did that. Linus said he did that specifically because he wanted to keep the CPU like as naturally in its actual state, minus the hole punched into it, as possible. But despite not being perfectly balanced, it does spin for a long time. Because I didn't give it the best spin in the world. It's kind of hard to without if I use like an air duster or something, I probably could have got a better spin out of it. I just kind of gave it a flick. But I mean, it's still spinning. But the funny thing is, I don't know how much this thing cost. Linus gave me one when I went up to Canada for the collab. So I already had one, but I forgot. I didn't share this with Melissa. I only showed her the stuff that he gave me for the girls, like the baby and kid products. He gave me one also, so I have two. And let me check out which one this is while this thing continues to spin. This one, I wonder if they had like a large batch. So this one is, oh, see, this was an Athlon FM2 Plus X4. Which chip was this though? I can't see it because, can you guys, yeah, you guys can't really see it. It has, I mean, aside from that though, it has like all the details on it. So there's two of them. Now I have two of these fidget spinners. Well, I guess I can give one to each of the girls. But yeah, they're $30. Yeah. So I mean, $30 kind of expensive for a fidget toy. But this does have a premium feel to it in terms of it's a freaking CPU, so it has like metal and it's kind of heavy and stuff. And they did the housing that they did around these and the punch for it. Like it's not just like cheap 3D print. Yeah, this looks like it's actually like the housing for it. You could probably 3D print something similar, but this was actually, like there's probably molds made for it. And it was like, injection molded or whatever, mass produced. So yeah, it stopped spinning. I didn't count how many minutes that was, but now I got two of them. Fidget spinners are cool. I think for the people who need to fidget with something, they're pretty nifty. And again, this is just a way to support a content creator. If you have enjoyed watching their content for free for over a decade, and they've given you literal hundreds, if not thousands of hours of free entertainment, what's spending like wherever, on a shirt? Or I think the screwdriver is probably, if you want something that is useful and the most bang for buck value, even though it's a $70 screwdriver and you can get something somewhere cheaper, the quality of the LTT screwdriver, which where are mine? This is not a sponsored stream, by the way. We just got into talking about merch because Melissa got me merch. But Linus, if you want to sponsor the channel, I saw you sponsored Zach somewhat recently and sent him those cool transparent screwdrivers. I wouldn't mind some of the colored ones if you want to send them, and I'll run a pre-roll for you. But yeah, these screwdrivers, I use them all the time. These are my screwdrivers for PC building and not PC building. I use these around the house all the time for home projects. They are expensive compared to the $15 equivalent from Amazon. But I mean, let me see, when you shake this one, you don't really hear much, right? I'm shaking it pretty hard. But then look at the tolerances on this one. Right? Like, there's a reason this is cheaper. Functionally, this is probably just as good, or close to as good as this, but in the ratcheting mechanism and stuff like that, you definitely feel the difference between the two. But yeah. I heard the LTT screwdrivers are rebranded, recolored of Mega Pro. That is not true, although they do use one of their patents. Yeah, it's something along the lines of this. It is similar to a Mega Pro, but they did not. Well, they legally are manufactured them, like they didn't, infringe on their design or whatever, right? I don't know, did they work with MegaPro specifically? I don't remember the details of it. Like, did they work with people from MegaPro to get their screwdriver off the ground? I'm wearing my LTX hoodie right now. It's literally so comfortable. Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, I totally get it. If if you're a younger viewer, if you're still in high school, you don't have a job, or you're a broke college student, if you're a broke college graduate, the economy is kind of crazy right now, right? Like, creator merch probably shouldn't be at the top of your priority of things to spend your money on. But once you get to a point where you do have a little bit more disposable income and you do want to support some of the creators that have provided with you with either like knowledge, information, or entertainment for so many years for completely free on YouTube, merch is just one of those ways where it's kind of easy to justify paying a little bit more for to support their ongoing mission to continue bringing you content. That's not me trying to say go buy my merch, because if anything, I'm shouting out another creator's merch and not my own right now. Here's my merch, but no pressure. I like deconstructed tech wall art. The deconstructed tech wall art look cool, and I know usually companies try to buy decommissioned, like, broken Game Boys and stuff like that to do those. But after a certain point, there's only so many broken Game Boys and broken systems and stuff. Would they sometimes have to actually deconstruct working units? But they do look cool. Doughback slaps. Oh my god, you've gifted 30 memberships today. Thank you, Doughback slaps, with another one. Trying to get everybody's name in chat to be green highlighted. I'm using a screwdriver from the Dollar Tree. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm using a screwdriver kit when I started my IT career in 2011. I have so many screwdrivers. I have so many ratcheting screwdrivers. I kind of like collecting them. And it never hurts to have a screwdriver laying in every corner of your house, just in case that random cabinet door gets loose, so you don't have to run down and grab your best one. You can just grab whichever one's laying around. Am I drinking carrot juice? No. I'm finishing the Thai iced tea that I mixed at the beginning of stream. I'm also trying to drink water too. JT Bivens, I've had the same precision screwdriver kit I got from Walmart 10 years ago. Which means, I don't know how much that kit cost you. But if you think about it, that has lasted you 10 years. That was a crazy value, right? But even if today you went and bought the LTT precision screwdriver or whichever screwdriver and spent the the premium for it, if that lasts you 10 years, over the course of 10 years, it almost like smears out into nothing, right? Using something for 10 years, whether you spend $20 or $50 or $70 on something, over the course of 10 years, the average cost for the amount of time that you've had it, it becomes almost like nil. But obviously, always try to get the best deal that you can. Can't go wrong with Klein. Nobin Harbor Fraser collab. Dude, I wanted to release you know how Gamers Nexus has their silicone mat? Before they released that, and I'm talking this was years ago, I wanted to release a green version of a soldering mat. Yeah, this, but now they already have one. I don't know. Theirs is probably produced somewhere in China, I would imagine. But I wanted a green version of this. Not this exact design, but a green silicone mat, because it's a great surface to work, on electronics on. It's not conductive, and it works. It's the thing about the mats is that for like their mod mat, as well as like any gaming mat or mouse pad that I use if I ever work on them, the annoying thing is if you get thermal paste on them, it is really hard to remove. But something like this, if you get any kind of liquids, greases, thermal paste, it'll come off. It'll wipe off like it's nothing. So I thought that would have been a cool design. But to do something like this, you would need thousands of dollars up front for the manufacturing and procurement of inventory. and it just wasn't in the cards. And now if I release one, people are gonna say I'm trying to copy Gamers Nexus. So I don't know if I'll ever do anything like that. Yes, and you have to produce literally in the hundreds, if not thousands, of these. And even if they're cheap, like you could probably get these made in China for like under $10, probably even less. For Gamers Nexus one, I'm pretty sure they like specifically, yeah, they got their logo into it, and they probably specifically requested. I don't know if does this one have magnets in it. Some of these you can get magnets into them so that they can hold screws. This one does not look like it has magnets. But like, even if it was cheap at like $5, the fact that you have to buy 5,000 of them at a time or 1,000, and then you also have to like have storage space for it, and then you have to hand ship them out. Unfortunately, it was never in the cards. I use hand tools at work constantly, and I love my Klein 10-in-1. What is that? Like a... Oh, the Klein 10-in-1 screwdriver. Ah, yes, the signature transparent yellow. I've seen these. I have seen of these. You're limiting yourself, Nob? I definitely am limiting myself because, again, I don't think you guys realize. Were you here when we talked about how much money I've made from merch? I have not made, in the hundreds of dollars that I've poured into getting custom designed merch and stuff, the return has not been there. So I don't think investing $5,000 in some some silicone mats is going to be a good decision. Because at the end of the day, you hear it even in the chat right now, people would rather go to AliExpress, Amazon, or Banggood or whatever and buy the cheapest version of an item that they could find rather than pay a premium because a creator slapped their branding or name on it, right? That's just the nature of especially people who are frugal and budget conscious and stuff like that. If you're gonna make merch, make something special to your channel. Yeah. But again, you guys have to realize how much it costs to R&D and manufacture and produce and do prototypes and all that. That's why only big channels like Gamers Nexus and Linus Tech Tips have that kind of specialty merch. And all of us other little guys out there, all we have is like t-shirts and hoodies and stuff. Because you have to reach a certain point where you can break into that type of merch. Affiliate links would be good for you then. I put affiliate links in all my... I have a general affiliate link, and then anytime I do a build video, I put affiliate links for the parts and stuff in my videos. And the issue is, I mean, think about it from your perspective. How often, when you are making a purchase, do you go out of your way to first click on a creator's affiliate link for that product versus if you're just randomly searching, buying it right there on the spot with no affiliate link attached to it? Like, look at your last 10 Amazon purchases. Did you go to someone's affiliate link specifically to help them get a commission? Or did you just buy it because that's the thing you needed on Amazon? I think not everyone has like that in their conscience. They're like, oh, let me make sure my purchase goes to some kind of affiliate as opposed to I need something on Amazon. I'm just going to buy it right now. Affiliate list, right? So affiliates, depending on how your channel is structured, my channel, I'm not constantly pushing products on people. I'm not constantly doing builds. So there's not like a ton of affiliate money to be had. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up. So as much as that is another income source for some creators, not all creators are driven based off of affiliate sales. I'm ashamed to say I live on Amazon and TikTok. If the creator showed it to me, I use their link. But what if you don't buy it instantly when you watch the video? What if you end up buying it a week later? Do you always remember, oh wait, I saw that on this video. I'm going to go back and get that, click on that link. Like, again, do the exercise right now. Go to your last 10 Amazon orders. How many of those were affiliate? And then go try find the ones that you saw a video on. And did you click the affiliate link on that one? You would go back? Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think that's how most people work. Yeah, make a custom screwdriver, Nob. Dude, people would bash on me so hard for copying LTT. Even though I was a fan and I was pushing the use of ratcheting screwdrivers before the LTT screwdriver officially launched. Like, if you go back to my videos, when I started pretty much exclusively using ratcheting screwdriver from that particular kit I used, actually, it was before the LTT screwdriver launched. But you know how people are these days. Only one person can do anything at a given time. Yes, when you are building a PC, a strong magnetic head or magnetic shaft to make the head magnetic is very important. Because when you drop that screw into that little nook and cranny, it is annoying to get it out without a screwdriver that is magnetic. If it's a single product, it's usually easy to do, but for a PC build, people aren't going to build a PC right then and there. Yeah, custom make some tweezers. Yeah, I don't know what other unique merch that no other creator have made I would be able to do. But again, the merch thing, I just do because like I thought it would be cool to have merch that exists out there. This is not profitable for me, unfortunately. People don't care enough to buy merch from creators. And you know, people already complain about how expensive the LTT screwdriver is. Imagine if I released a $70 screwdriver. People would be even more furious with me than they are with Linus, because Linus has way more diehard fans that are willing to shell over more money for that. I have probably like the most like critical viewers out there, because I'm known as the cheap guy and the budget guy. So me trying to sell merch with at a premium, no way. Like, if I could save my affiliate links to my Amazon accounts, then I'd use them. Yeah, they need a feature like that, where it's like, hey, let me add this to cart as an affiliate item, and even if I buy it 3 weeks later, it's affiliated like that. All right, see you later, Extreme Zone. Can I keep it 100? If you had a hoodie with your channel avatar small with the words Nob on the front, with that design on the back of your hoodie, the current merch, I'd be down. You would be down. A number of people would be down. But based on the numbers of the other cooler merch that I have released, a lot of people are not down. Even though that merch would be very easy to make because I could do that myself. I don't have to hire out an artist for that. Exactly. Yeah. When people are doing PC build lists, and then they go to like also PC part picker, and then they just end up using the link from PC part picker. So the YouTube creator who made the build video that inspired them to do the build isn't gonna get affiliate money when people go to PC part picker and just get the links from there. You made enough to buy 2 babies, a Nob wallet. I have my opinions on the Ridge wallet and how much of a ripoff it is. I guess if I made a Nob wallet similar to the Ridge one, I could charge like way cheaper based on Chinese produced goods prices. Even though now with tariffs, I don't even know if that would be possible. I'm not sure how long the link saves to the purchase. Yeah, me either. I haven't watched the Linus video in probably a year at this point, lol. Linus videos, they release so much that it's kind of hard to keep up with. But I do watch them a lot of the times, like on the side, like while doing stuff. Like that's how I watch YouTube nowadays. A lot of the times, unfortunately, it's not super intently. It's more of, oh, am I, feeding the girls, changing their diapers, giving them a bath, cleaning up the house, working on whatever YouTube video I'm working on. If I'm gaming, like I'm always watching it while doing something just because of how limited time is. So a lot of times I have to actually go back and catch details if I do miss it. I love my fake Ridge wallet. Yeah, if Nob made a Ridge wallet, I'd buy it. I also had fake ones, as you guys saw in the LAN party video, the latest one released. But yeah, spending $70 on a wallet, which is made out of 2 plates and a like a kind of stretchy fabric in between. There's a reason Ridge advertises as much as they do. It's because they are making that much money that they're able to advertise $70 to $100 wallets. You could buy 4 wallets for the price of one if you're afraid of, oh, it needs to be good quality because it's gonna break or it's gonna, whatever. Okay, then just buy one cheap one. If it lasts the whole lifetime, then it was worth it. If it doesn't, buy a second one, and you're still under that cost. With Ridge Wallet, you're supporting creators through affiliates, which I don't think they make nearly as much doing that versus buying their merch directly. What's a wallet? I have my credit cards and driver's license on Apple Pay. Sometimes you still gotta carry physical. I've had to pull out the physical card a number of times, actually this month, surprisingly. For some reason, the place didn't say tap, or my tap wasn't working, whatever reason. The Node wallet just makes sense. Maybe. Keep on bothering me about it. This is the thing. We're all talking about it and stuff. We will only know the demand if people constantly pester me about it. Because in a week, a month from now, if everyone forgets about it, then there was never really a demand in the first place for it. So that's why anytime you guys say stuff to me, I'm always telling you right back, keep bothering me and pestering me about it. Because these things actually have to be persistent, and there actually has to show a demand for it. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Take pre-orders? No. We don't do the Kickstarter pre-order thing here. You gonna get an Apple Watch? I could get one easily, if I wanted to, but not until I get an iPhone. If I do. Yep. So that's the creator gets paid regardless. So don't feel bad about not buying a Ridge wallet. Well, actually, no. Ridge tried to... I already told you the story. And I showed you guys the email. Ridge tried to set up a deal with me where they wanted to run a pre-roll ad. And they didn't want to pay me, like, the fee. They just wanted to send a couple of free wallets and use that as the payment. And then they said, you could make commission off of it. Like, bro, I don't care about the commission money. If I'm gonna, like, make the ad and put it in my video... that has value to it. You just wanting to send free merch, and then if I sell stuff for you to pay me, that was a slap in the face, which is kind of why I don't like Ridge. And yeah, I will kind of talk crap about them any chance I get. Ridge was acting like a broke boy at that point, even though I know they pay all my other creator friends, no problem. Like, they sponsor MKBHD. He's not my friend, but I'm just saying. They sponsor Linus. He's also not my friend. But they also sponsor my friends like UFD Tech, Zaxtech Turf, and some other, a lot of other channels that I know of. And I'm sure they ran their pre-rolls and got paid for it. So the fact that they wanted to lowball me, it left the most sour taste in my mouth. And yeah, we want a long collaboration. We don't want to pay. It was that type of energy. So Ridge Wallet, I will probably never work with you again unless you put a big fat sack of money in front of my face. But then I will still talk crap about your product on streams after the fact and tell people not to buy it. So you probably never want to work with me because I'm publicly saying this right now. Don't spend crazy money just for a wallet, people. Exactly. It's just to hold your money. Don't spend the money for something that holds the money. Unless I make a product that's more reasonably priced, like 20 or 30 bucks. But don't spend $100 on that. Ridge needs to double the payment now. Sponsor structure may depend on channel size. I don't care what the channel size is. And at that point in time, I don't remember what my size was, but I was more than probably 50K, but maybe under 100K. I forget what year that was. But it was just like, yeah. No more Ridge for me. Doback slaps. We're supposed to end stream. And you're another 10. Thank you for your generosity this stream, Doback, for all the gifted memberships. I think it's finally time for... I mean, what do you want to collab about? The only issue is, if I am super flaky... Not flaky, but if I'm super late on the deadlines, then you can't get mad at me. Like, if I hold up the video release and delay the process, then you can't get mad at me. Because I'm telling you right now, that is one of the biggest things when collabing. Like, the biggest bottleneck. All right, see you, NT Tech. Have a good night. Doback said he bought a hoodie. Where? Did I miss it? Where's Doback? Oh, bought the hoodie. Thank you, Doback. Sorry, I missed that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Remember to wash it inside out. That's why it'll last the longest like that. Like these ones, I've washed multiple times. You wash it inside out because of the abrasion and stuff. That it's just usually most print garments, they do start to crack and break down over time. That's the nature of washing clothes. Did you guys know when you wash and dry clothes, no matter what, it will deteriorate and fail at some point in time. That's what your lint. What do you think the lint collector is? The lint collector is shards and pieces of your clothes slowly coming off, and over time, enough of it is gonna come off that your shirt is gonna fall apart. But to make it last the longest, any graphic clothing you have, not just my merch, flip it inside out. It'll last a lot longer. You got the dark heather? Nice. I do like the heather grays. I sent you a DM about the address. Okay, for sure. A good washer takes care of the washable clothes. I think the dryer probably is the one that does the most damage because it's the heat on top of the abrasion happening at the same time. And yeah, the evidence is in the lint collecting bin. Love the videos despite not being a PC gamer. Keep it up. Interesting, but I guess you're into PCs in general. Is Witcher 3 still good to play for the first time in 2025? I think Witcher 3 is going to be one of those timeless games. I personally, though, think the combat feels pretty dated. When I play an open world action adventure game, I like the combat to be very fluid. Witcher 3 feels kind of clunky to me. Like the movement, just the open world exploration and the combat feels a little clunky. It doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's just, if I had a wish list, it would be like remaster it and make it a little bit more smooth. Combat and like movement and traversing and stuff like that. But overall, it's going to be one of those timeless games. You bought one too, purple. Thank you for the support, guys. I hope you guys enjoy your hoodies, and I hope you guys wear them in the future streams. But all right, Melissa asked me, am I finishing up like 20, 30 minutes ago? So I got to finish up. Thank you for, honestly, I mean, it's been an amazing 2025 on YouTube. Okay, maybe not on YouTube. Streams have been amazing. In terms of the overall channel numbers, viewership, revenue and all that stuff, it's kind of like that. You guys probably know. If you just look at my view counts this last year, it's been kind of shaky for one reason or another, unfortunately. But these streams have always popped off. Like, you guys are always here. Streams have always been something that I've looked forward to doing, even if I was like taking breaks from long form and stuff like that. And I want to thank you guys all for another wonderful year of streams and just another wonderful year of being on YouTube. I'm going to be hitting my 10-year mark in January, so that's going to be interesting to kind of look back and reflect on. But I hope everyone has a great rest of the year. Have a great New Year's Eve. Stay safe. If you're going to party, stay safe, have designated drivers, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I will catch you in 2026. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.